piece of resistant band I've got.
Okay, so it makes it a little tougher.
Then you take it to the back, and then you just keep your arm upright, and make sure it's 90 degrees, and you keep your elbow at the same spot.
Okay.
And then you just extend your arm, and then you will feel that tricep.
There
and
we
then,
go.
ladies and gentlemen, you can just go on until it burns.
Okay.
Until it burns.
Because I have to admit, I'm quite weak in my arms, so I love that this is something I can control. So if I need a little bit less resistance, I can just step off the rope a little bit more, and then there we go.
Now we can go over to the side shoulder raise.
Okay.
So you can actually just grab both those handles. I'm going to just use one, and it's just a normal side raise. And then also, if you want to make it more resistant, then you just shorten your resistant band. But don't do that, just use that one.
Okay. In terms of grip, I'm holding it this way with my palms facing down. Is that okay? Or if I turn it out?
Well, you can either use it both ways, but just make sure you are aligned with all of your muscles, all of your arms, and straight. You do it straight, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you can do the front raises.
Okay.
And then also, if you twist, however you twist your arm, it's more in an angle, you will basically exercise that muscle. So the more angles you use, the better your muscle is going to be shaped. So you can actually go really in depth when training muscles.
Okay.
All over your body, yeah. Okay. So we've got the front raise, we've got the shoulder raise, and now you can do the normal, you can do that one.
Okay.
It's a normal shoulder press. So step outside, okay, and then.
There we go.
There we go, perfect.
Okay.
And do you feel that?
I do feel it, yeah.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, you can do at the comfort of your home with these resistant bands.
Oh, amazing. Well, Riaan, it's always great having you here. Thank you for showing us how some cool ways we can use the resistance band in the comfort of our own homes. If I can get it on the other side of my leg. There we go. Always great having you. Where can people catch you on social media?
Barnard Riaan 7, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Riaan Barnard. Yes, that is where I am.
Okay, fantastic. Well, listen, great to have you back, and we will see you soon on our Feel Good Breakfast show.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, well, after that amazing workout, I think we need to put in all those nutrients that you may have lost during your workout. So are you ready, Miss Zoe?
I am, and I love the fact that I'm just seeing a lot of greenery in front of me.
Let me tell you, because winter is about comfort food. We like eating foods that make us feel warm and good inside, but the fact of the matter is we still need to get in our green vegetables. And you can do that by having a healthy winter green smoothie where you have those green vegetables in, but guess what? You don't even taste them.
Okay.
All right, so what we're going to do is we've got some celery over here, we've got ginger, we've got green apple, we've got kale, we've got spinach, and then if you want to add that little extra boost, we've got some malcassin here, which is going to aid in having a good, healthy gut. Okay. All right, so shall we begin?
Yes.
All right, cool. So we're going to put in our kale. Now, kale is all about good digestion. That's wonderful. It promotes that. Oh, baby spinach has everything that's good in it. I mean, it's got vitamin B1 in it. It's got phosphorus. It's fantastic.
Okay.
We also have some, you know what? Actually, I think I should have put the other stuff in and then that stuff last.
Okay, so
because we want the greens to be close to the blender.
Okay.
We've got some ice. Can you just put in that green apple over there?
Put in some green apple. Do you want all of it?
Nice. There we go. We're going to put in our celery and our ginger as well. Our coconut water. We're going to top it up with.
Okay, and I'm going to
Yummy.
add some of the malcassin.
Nice tablespoon of malcassin over there.
I'm going to add that for you. Oops.
Here we go.
There we go.
Get it in there. All the good stuff in our winter green smoothie. This is literally packed. It's packed to capacity.
Packed to capacity and packed with
it.
nutrients. That's what we want.
There we go. The keyword for this recipe is drink. SMS it to 33728. We'll gladly send you the recipe, and you could be making this yourself. Look at that. Oh, blend, baby, blend. Blend, baby, blend. Woo! And we're good. Wow. Yes. It's looking amazing. All right. Are you ready, Miss Zoe? Do you want to put in some extra ice blocks there for us?
Additional ice. There we go.
You're going to love this. You're going to feel so replenished and so good and so healthy. Look at that.
Look at
Oh,
that.
you guys, I am ready for marriage. I'm just saying. Gorgeous.
She is ready for marriage.
I'm ready for marriage.
That's what she said.
My husband gonna drink this every day.
Let me try it first.
Once again, drink to 33728. We'll send you the ingredients list and the recipe, and you can be having this winter green smoothie yourself.
This is a good one. I can taste the ginger.
Digestive problems are increasing. A. Vogel's Malcassin is a Swiss daily digestive tonic that's high in L+ lactic acid to support healthy gut bacteria.
I wanted to let it go, but I can't. Ready for marriage?
Yeah, go Leanne. We are ready for you to be wed.
Nutrients down, the nutrients, down, and she's ready to rock and roll. Now, if you're like me and you're just absolutely crazy about the books, I'm sure, like every super fan out there, you've wondered how the books train, what they eat, what they do in their off time, what it feels like to travel all over the world and compete in world-class stadiums against the very best. You imagine the All Blacks, how awesome must that be? Well, if you've had this dream, then it might just come true. MTN, the official team sponsor of the Springboks, are looking for that ultimate superfan to travel with the team for a full year and get paid to do it. You'll have the opportunity to become one of the boys and share exclusive behind-the-scenes footage that the nation has never seen before.
Yeah, this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I don't know if it's ever going to happen again, but it's happening now, and it's valued at 2 million rand, and all expenses paid plus a monthly fee in your pocket. And to stand a chance, all you have to do is record a video audition to prove that you are the right person for that job. Then upload that audition to mtncallup.mobi and do this by the 27th of May. And of course, cross your fingers that you get the call up to be the boss of the team.
Ever wondered what it's like to be a Springbok? To experience the pre-game build-up and see how it's done with thousands of fans cheering you on? Well, now you can. MTN is looking for a bozza that will connect the box with the world. Someone who will follow the Springbok team and tell stories from the road. Someone who can rally the nation and be the eyes and ears of Mzansi. So how do you get the call-up to become the bozza of the Springbok team? Do you have a passion for rugby? Are you slick with social media? And do you know how to use your phone to capture it all? First, create a video telling us why you should be the bozza of the Springbok team. Then head over to mtncallup.mobi to submit your application. Check out hashtag MTNCallup to see what it's all about. T's and C's apply.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast show, this handsome man is here. Kyeezi's in the house, everybody. And we chat to him about life after presenter search. And then the Sweet Resistance is in the house, and we get to know them a little bit better on your Feel Good Breakfast show. So don't move a muscle. He's here. The Sweet Resistance is here. It's going to be a good show.
Win a trip to New York City worth 150,000 rand. South Africa's #1 cream cheese, Lancewood, is on the hunt for the nation's #1 cake. To bake it all the way to the Big Apple, upload a picture of your cake with the Lancewood product used to lancewoodcakeoff.co.za. 3 finalists will make it through to our live cake-off on Expresso show. 1 will impress celebrity judges Zola Nene, Jay Something and Lorna Maseko, and make it all the way to New York.
Chase the clock once more. Here's your final call. Take It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, it is indeed. Welcome back to the show. It's a Thursday. Also, hashtag TBT trending all up in these streets as people throw it back. So today we thought we'd throw it back to quite an iconic South African, if you will, as we celebrate the life of one of South Africa's best-loved artists, Maggie Lobsher. Now, she passed away 45 years ago today, and so we thought we'd reflect now on some of her amazing work and her talent, of course, and her career. Firstly, did you know that her paintings were largely criticized for being naive and childlike? They were easily, or not easily accepted by the then tame academic standards of the caper, but these are some of the works that we're seeing right now.
Something very Van Gogh-esque about these. I love it. She believed in painting the life around her, bringing that to life. Still life art of flowers, portraits, farm labourers and their children, cottages with ducks and farmyard scenes, which she seems to capture with just absolute serenity. Just that the feeling that it evokes when you look at these. Many years later, her work started to gain widespread acceptance, and the South African Association of Arts has now honoured her with a medal in 1968.
Wow.
She really hit the big time.
Yeah, and indeed, Maggie Lobsher's history serves as a reminder and a testimony to her integrity as an artist. She stuck to her vision and triumphed over the criticism of years and years of rejection to become one of South Africa's most respected creative painters.
That feels like the artist's narrative.
Yeah, right?
Never respected or recognised in their time. But she's certainly going to stand the test of time.
And while you're at it, why not go onto our social media platforms and let us know who's your favourite South African painter. Mind you, how many South African painters do we know and recognise today? Let's think about that. But let us know who's your favourite South African painter. Use hashtag Expresso Show and, of course, hashtag Throwback Thursday.
In the national news this morning, the Department of Home Affairs has taken new future-fit identification steps by launching an automated biometric identification system. The Minister of Home Affairs, Malusi Gigaba, yesterday confirmed that the launch of the system is an important part of his department's modernisation program. Power utility Eskom says a majority of the country's municipalities owe it a debt totaling some 13 billion rand. The power utility has told the National Assembly Standing Committee on Public Accounts that this is an increase of over 40% on last year's municipal debt. Moving further abroad now, North Korea has said that it may pull out of the summit with US President Donald Trump if the US insists that it gives up its nuclear weapons. The highly anticipated meeting between Mr. Trump and North Korea's Kim Jong-un is due to take place on the 12th of June in Singapore. And then finally, Zimbabwe has reportedly signed a $1 billion deal with a Chinese firm to build a 400-megawatt coal methane-fired power plant in Matabeleland's North Province, and has set up new ferrochrome smelters at Zamasco. The Herald newspaper, which is state-owned, reported that the new development was likely to create at least 25,000 jobs. Well, that was your 6:30 news update. I'll have a full bulletin for you at the top of the hour.
Bringing you that quick sporting snapshot in football. Fans turned out in their droves as Barcelona beat Mamelodi Sundowns by 3-1 in Soweto last night to lift the 2018 Mandela Centenary Cup. Then staying with local football, Black Leopards took the early advantage in the PSL promotion playoffs, beating Platinum Stars by a 0-0 in Limpopo yesterday. And staying with football, a little further afield, Atletico Madrid were crowned Europa League Cup winners last night, beating Marseille by 3-0 in Lyon. And finally, not the best news in rugby. Bulls lock Lotiaga will be out of action for the rest of the season as he recovers from surgery due to a chest injury, and we wish him luck as he goes in for surgery today. We'll expand on all of those stories on the top of the hour.
Well, let's get your morning underway by taking a first look at your roads. In the Western Cape in Bellville, there's slow-moving traffic on the N1 inbound from Jip de Jager Drive and the Kuburg interchange. I'll have more traffic for you in half an hour.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
Well, let's take another look at what to expect in your weather. And it seems like most parts of the country can expect warm temperatures and sunny conditions, while in KZN you can expect a few showers. But starting off with your temperatures in Polokwane, a low of 6 can be expected with a high of 21. Mbombela 10, 25. Pretoria 8 with a high of 20. Johannesburg 6 with a high of 18. Mahikeng 5.23, Claresthorpe 4.21, Kimberley 6 reaching a high of 22. Bloemfontein 0 reaching a high of 20 today, partly cloudy conditions and rain expected in Richards Bay 17.24. Pietermaritzburg 10.22, Durban 18 with a high of 23, sunny conditions in Mthatha, a low of 4, a high of 24. East London 12.25, Cradock 2 reaching a high of 23, Port Elizabeth 13.25, George 12 with a high of 23. Sunny conditions in Sutherland, 5's your minimum, 19 your maximum. Cape Town 13.24, Worcester 8.26, Springboks 14 with a high of 26, and Uppington 10 reaching a high of 26 degrees Celsius. And that's where we leave your weather for now.
Now, My School, My Village, My Planet helps give South African learners the education they deserve. And at St. Stithians College, they're making this happen. As one of the My School beneficiaries, they use their funds to improve prospects for students and teachers beyond the college. Let's take a look at how they're boosting the quality of education in South Africa.
The culture of giving has long been part of the St. Stithians ethos. In fact, the school owes its existence to the generous legacy of its founders. Today, under Head of Advancement, Alistair Stewart, the legacy continues.
St. Stithians is a South African school that inspires excellence and makes a world of difference. How do you go about achieving this?
It's not something that you ever achieve. You continue to aim to inspire, and you continue to try to aim to make a world of difference. I don't think anyone would be arrogant enough to believe that they have made a world of difference. It's something that we want to set those goals for the entire St. Stithians community, to know that to those to whom much has been given, a great deal is expected, and that is biblical. And so the goal is that you are inspired with excellence, that you should use that inspiration to make a world of difference.
What is it about, and why do you think it's so important to offer?
I think it's important to see the whole school in its entirety. At the 7 schools, when we work together, that's when we really can make a world of difference. The thinking behind that was, to be a South African school, how can we assist not just those fortunate enough to be at St. Stithians, how do we do something for the nation? 13 years ago, we began with just over 50 teachers who arrived for the first Tandalwazi. At that stage, it wasn't known as Tandalwazi. It was one of the teachers attending who decided that it should be named Tandalwazi. Over 1,000 students arrive on a Saturday morning, and over 1,300 teachers arrive for teacher training.
How have your My School funds aided you in aiming to achieve this?
We're able to go and build classrooms in Ivory Park. St. Stithians has been part of the building of 5 preschools, early childhood development schools in Ivory Park. That has now evolved into a primary school as well. So we have 6 schools associated with us, and the My School funds went towards providing a classroom for the grade 3 students at our school, at the Nehemiah Preschool.
Tandalwazi Maths and Science Academy gives students and teachers the edge they need to advance in these fields, with the help of top St. Stithians educators like Eugen Sander.
Well, I've been here for the last 8 years, and I think being at St. Stithians at the college gives me a significant advantage in terms of being able to reach out to learners. We are privileged in that we have the resources, we have the facilities, and I think for us to make a contribution in this way on a weekly basis is very important. For me, the sense of being able to make a contribution to these learners that come in on a Saturday, that leave early, is fundamentally important to who I am and the ethos of the school. Being able to touch their lives now could impact on the long term. Often we get learners that go into university and come back to us and often compliment us for the impact that we've made. And I think that is the long-term effect. Being able to give them that added advantage of being able to make a difference in the world when they get out and study.
Innocent Moyo gives his time every Saturday from 8:30 to 2.
I started teaching at Tandalwazi since 2012, and the main reason for me to choose to be here, the sense of fulfillment that I get, in the sense that I'm making a difference in the lives of young people. Mathematics and science are actually human rights, so I feel so fulfilled to know that I'm equipping young people with skills and values that they can use. I feel so fulfilled to know that I'm actually leading young people in the right direction.
Thandolwazi continues to develop unique programs for students, teachers and prospective teachers. Increasingly, those who have benefited return to give back.
The reason why I like maths and science is because maths and science are one of those difficult subjects and they have a lot of unsolved mysteries which need to be solved. So like with maths, you can get anywhere in life because there's no limit.
Well, what I like the most about attending here is I get to socialize with people, get to see how things are explained with different people. So yeah, I get different perspective of whatever thing they're teaching me.
I decided to come to Thandolwazi just to do a give back to the community, just to help the learners almost every Saturday. You know, I also did this program a few years back, so I was like, you know what, let me also spend my Saturdays here at Thandolwazi and help the students. I'm studying BCom accounting at first. For Thandolwazi as a whole, like they helped me to get a bursary since from first year up until now. So if it wasn't for Thandolwazi, I think number one, my AP score was going to be bad. Two, I was not going to get a funding. So Thandolwazi, it's not like a learning institution. It also helps you to get more opportunities, stuff like that.
As a My School card holder, you can also continue the legacy of St. Stithians College by supporting schools like the Thandolwazi Maths and Science Academy. Make a commitment and add value to education in South Africa.
Now imagine the leaders that those young people could become and the changes they could make in our communities. So if you don't have the My School app yet, then we want to encourage you to get on board and help to change lives. Download the My School app and sign up for your free virtual card today, where you can support up to 3 beneficiaries that matter to you most.
Oh, well, listen, make sure you get your coffee cup refilled as we take a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We have the tall wonder, a.k.a. Kyeezi, in studio with us, and we get to chat to you all about his journey post-presenter search on 3. And then, of course, we also have a music performance coming your way. We have the Sweet Resistance in studio. They are performing. You do not want to miss out on a thing. We'll see you after the break.
Catch your weekday dose of inspiration with Afternoon Express, live at 4:30 on SABC3. Today we feature singer-songwriter Zola Nene, who recently made her comeback to the music industry after a 4-year hiatus. She's ready to take South Africa on. Plus we look at the traditional African designs from husband and wife-owned fashion label PH Boutique. That's Afternoon Express, weekdays at 4:30 p.m. on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show. Well, listen, it's time for us to now catch up with our local entertainment news, but we have our special guest, Kyeezi, with us. in studio.
Yeah. Why are you looking so good so early in the morning, huh?
Come on, I'm trying to keep up to you.
We're done with you.
No.
Well, someone else is looking good. Tom Felton, aka Draco Malfoy, has been living it up in South Africa for the last 2 months, and guess what? We haven't spotted him yet. Now, judging by his social media post, the Harry Potter actor has been in and around South Africa since early March. I know, shock horror, and he's been filming a TV series titled Origin. Now, there's not much about the series that's available apart from the fact that it's being shot in Cape Town at Cape Town Film Studios, and a synopsis on IMDb that reads, it's about a group of strangers who struggle for survival aboard a spaceship heading to a distant planet. Now, Tom has shared a number of snaps of himself in Cape Town, in places like Franschhoek, as also Mauritius, which is not in Cape Town. So yeah, let's hope that we see him, hey?
I would not have recognized him if I had seen him.
She bumped into him in the gym. And you, Kyeezi, would you have recognized him?
Nope.
He was like, who's this Draco Malfoy?
Who's this guy? Who's this guy?
Well, we're definitely not going to say this about this next story, because everybody, it is a boy. South African cricketer Wayne Parnell, aka Pani, and his fashion blogger wife Aisha Baker have welcomed a baby boy. I think that deserves a hand of applause.
Congratulations.
Congratulations indeed. Now, an official statement released by Aisha's representatives, the first-time parents are excited to start a new chapter in their lives. And I quote, they feel extremely blessed and are excited about this new addition to their family. It's the couple's first baby, and they can't wait to embark on this new chapter in their lives. Aisha has also shared on her Instagram page that both her and the little champ are doing well. She then took the time to thank everyone for their well wishes, and she says, mashallah, my beautiful baby boy was born today. Both of us are doing well. Thank you in advance for all of the well wishes and prayers. Wayne also took to his Instagram page to welcome their son, and I love this. He uploaded a picture and he basically said, I am laying in bed next to mommy and baby Pani, and super thankful for everything that went fairly smoothly today. And he also got his first experience of wee-wee to the face as well, as he was changing baby's nappy. So what an introduction to fatherhood.
Congratulations. Oh, sweet baby boy.
Exactly.
Congratulations.
Hey? Very nice. Well, of course, we've got the one, the only Kyeezi in studio, and he placed top 5 in presenter search in 2015. Since then, he's gone on to host a reality TV show, Winner Home. He also hosts his own show on Good Hope FM, and he's recently become the newest member of Metro FM's The Cruise Control Show. Please welcome Kyeezi, the tall wonder, everybody. Oh my gosh, can you like make some room for other people? Like, you are just killing the game right now.
No, I'm just trying. I'm trying to work. I'm just trying to work as much as I can.
That's amazing.
And you know, we're always looking for opportunities in entertainment. And when an opportunity presents itself, you just hope that you're prepared and you can do what needs to be done.
Hear, hear.
Did you ever think you would end up where you are now when you went for that audition? Because we did the same year.
We did it the same year, right?
Same year.
To be honest, you know, and I've spoken about it before, all I wanted to do was just be myself. And what happened was absolutely phenomenal. You know, you make it to the top 5, and I was in shock. I was like, I don't know how I got here. But clearly there might be something there, and you know, just to keep working on it, and that's what happened. You know, the presenter search opened up so many doors. Oh no!
Yeah.
You guys are doing this! You guys are doing this! No. Yeah. So, wow, memories. That was 3 years ago, right?
That was 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
That
is bringing back painful
amazing.
memories because it was so nerve-wracking.
That was crazy.
Oh no! Do you know there are people who still ask me if I ever got the coconut off the tree?
Oh yes!
Wow.
So,
now listen, you're of course a brand new member of Metro FM. Yes. I met you way back when you had taken part in another presenter search on radio, and look at you now. You're living the dream. What for you are the differences between being a TV presenter and being a radio presenter? Is there any difference at all?
There's a slight difference. Look, on television, you have to be expressive and people can see you at face value. Whereas radio is theater of the mind. So you can create any scenario and someone has to interpret that from what they hear and what they can imagine. So there is a distinct difference. Being on screen, you're happy. People can tell if you're happy. People can tell if you're lying to camera. On radio, your energy, your voice is everything that matters, and the music that you bring onto your show. So I'm still learning how to get the two right. But, you know, with time.
With time, indeed. Well, on tonight's episode of Presenter Search on 3, we see you making a return at the Cape Town auditions, this time as a guest judge.
Yes.
What was it like for you being on the other side? I mean, you've now experienced...
Look, I think it's really tough being on the other side because for me, I'm still learning, like I keep saying, and now I'm judging other people and I'm seeing how people can grow and get better. But one thing that I can say confidently is that Cape Town has amazing talent. And firstly, it's a great privilege to be in entertainment. I think we tend to forget that. And being a judge for a future entertainer, I think it's an honor. It's something that I'll hold for life.
It really is huge. Now, looking at all of the hopefuls coming into Presenter Search, which we'll be able to catch tonight, what is that X factor that just grabs you?
For me, it has to be about being yourself. You know, I think a lot of people who came to audition thought they were doing something that the judges wanted, and sometimes you actually run away from being just who you are, and that speaks. I think people who watch television, they connect with someone who's authentic, who's honest, and they like to see a person grow in front of them. So I looked for that, and trust me, I'm going to say it again, Cape Town brought the heat.
Come on. Oh, absolutely amazing. Well, you bring the heat in everything you do, and it's been so wonderful to watch your journey. And I know it's just the beginning. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more to come when it comes to kyeezi, and he's not going anywhere because a little bit later we'll be playing Say What, which will put his presenting skills to the test. And of course, don't forget to catch Presenter Search on 3 tonight at 7:30 p.m. right here on SABC3. We should actually try and get him in the kitchen because the last time you made an omelet,
don't do it.
And it didn't go so well.
Don't do it.
That'd be great.
Well, right now we got Cape Town-based band The Sweet Resistance in studio. They'll be entertaining us a little bit later on. But right now, a chance to get to know them better by asking them a series of rapid-fire questions in 60 seconds and seeing how many they can answer. First thing that comes to mind, guys, I've explained the rules to you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Start the clock. Here we go.
Okay, let's go.
Sweet or salty?
Salty.
Sweet.
Salty.
The last album you bought?
The Mars Volta.
I think like a POD album.
Foo Fighters Concrete Gold.
Favorite color?
Red.
Blue.
Red.
Peanut butter smoothie or crunchy?
Smoothie.
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 Are you a morning person or night owl?
Night owl.
Favorite word?
Lacquer.
Sup.
Kiff brew.
Fruits or vegetables?
Fruits, definitely.
Fruit.
Veggies.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Cats.
Dogs.
Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise.
Brad Pitt.
Neither really, but yeah. Brad Pitt.
Bacon or Nutella?
Bacon, definitely.
Nutella.
Bacon.
Who's the last person you texted?
Probably these cats this morning.
My mom.
Yeah, Mike.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So you guys are actually, it sounds like you're pretty close as a band, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you spend a lot of time in each other's company?
Yeah, we see each other quite regularly throughout the week, actually, yeah. Besides rehearsals and usual work and all that. Yeah.
Not getting annoyed yet. You're still good.
Not yet.
You're still good, on good terms.
Yeah.
But let's talk about what's been happening in the life of the band, the life of the music since you were here. What, is it nearly a year ago?
Yeah.
I think it has been.
My word. Okay, so it's been a year since you got a lot to update us on.
Yeah, no, there's been a lot happening. A lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. We're actually currently working towards an album that we want to release, I think, at the end of this year. So we'll be going into studio soon. We have 2 brand new tracks that we'll be working on with Theo Kraus, which we're very excited about. And then further recording will take place at Heritage Studio as well. And yeah, the plan is to kind of release like singles kind of throughout leading up to the album at the end of the year. So yeah, we're excited to just get some new material out there.
Yeah. And do you find that in the songwriting process, has the music evolved? Has the content evolved? The sound evolved?
Yeah, I would say so. I think as an artist, you're constantly exploring and experimenting with your sound. And I think, like, I mean, our kind of niche is pop rock, but I think we kind of experiment around that. So yeah, it's definitely always evolving, and I think we're just trying to keep it fresh, you know, as possible.
All right, fantastic. Well, you can follow these guys at TSR Band Live, right? At TSR Band Live, all over social media, on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's all the same there?
No, that's the Twitter handle. The Insta and Facebook is just The Sweet Resistance.
Fantastic. So I can't wait for the music a little bit later on. So make sure that you stay tuned and don't miss out on that. Gee.
I'd just like to remind the Sweet Resistance, the last time they were on the show, 2 weeks later, they were #1 on 5FM's rock charts. Just saying, guys, just saying. They're going to show you exactly why after the break. Then a record broken for towing a Boeing. This has been a week for breaking records here on the show. Stay tuned for that. We'll see you now.
Presenter Search on 3 is finally here. Join us in Cape Town when we show you the good, the ridiculous, and the real contenders to be the next face of SABC3.
Hello, South Africa.
Would you want to see me on your TV?
When you present, you have to be passionate about it.
That's the language speaking right now, right?
Come join the music. Come dance with me. I just want to dance.
Come on. Presenter Search on 3 brought to you by Capitec and Mac Cafe this Thursday night at 7:30 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast on this Thursday morning. The Sweet Resistance in studio, and we're about to get a sneak peek, in fact, a TV debut exclusive performance of the song called Something About You.
There's always gonna be something.
The Sweet Resistance on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Brand new music. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you for listening.
Much appreciated. It's called Something About You. Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what you thought about that performance, and we'll have more, of course, from the Sweet Resistance a little bit later on. Nice one, guys.
Thank you.
In the national news, the Department of Home Affairs has taken new future-fit identification steps by launching an automated biometric identification system known as ABIS. The Minister of Home Affairs, Malusi Gigaba, yesterday confirmed that the launch of an ABIS is an important part of the department's modernization program. Gigaba said that ABIS is a modern system that promises many possibilities in identity management and advances the DHA's modernization programs and transformation imperatives. The DHA says it is set to replace Home Affairs' national identity system, which is manually operated and is outdated. Power utility Eskom says the majority of the country's municipalities owe it a debt totaling some 13 billion rand. The power utility has told the National Assembly Standing Committee on Public Accounts that this is an increase of over 40% on last year's municipal debt. Eskom's board chairman, Jabulani Mabuza, said in some cases Eskom has been forced to take municipalities to court to recover money owed to it. He said investors are concerned that the increasing municipality bad debt will make it difficult for Eskom to service its own debt. Now moving further abroad, North Korea has said that it may pull out of the summit with US President Donald Trump if the US insists that it gives up its nuclear weapons. The highly anticipated meeting between Mr. Trump and North Korea's Kim Jong-un is due to take place on the 12th of June in Singapore. But in an angry statement, North Korea's vice foreign minister accused the US of making reckless statements and of harboring sinister intentions. He pointed the finger squarely at the US National Security Advisor, John Bolton. And then finally, Zimbabwe has reportedly signed a $1 billion deal with Chinese firm to build a 400 megawatts coal methane fire-powered plant in Matabeleland's North Province and said that and set up new ferrochrome smelters in Zamasco. Now, the Herald newspaper, which is state-owned, reported that the new development was likely to create at least 25,000 jobs and would be implemented in phases. The deal was signed by Zimbabwe's Mines and Mining Development Minister, Winston Chitando, and Andong Leo, president of the Chinese firm Sinosteel Corporation. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Here's Graham with another look at what's happening in the world of sport.
Let's kick it off with local football last night, or at least a bit of international flavour thrown in. Barcelona here in South Africa beat Mamelodi Sundowns by 3-1 in Soweto last night to lift the 2018 Mandela Centenary Cup. Sundowns did manage to get a goal back late in the game, but the damage was already done thanks to goals from Ousmane Dembele, Luis Suarez and Andre Gomez. Local fans now turn our attention to the Nedbank Cup final as Maritzburg United tackle Free State Stars in the mother city, Cape Town, on Saturday. And staying with local football, Black Leopards took the early advantage in the PSL promotion playoffs, beating Platinum Stars by 1-0 in Limpopo yesterday. Patuchezo Nanga put Leopards in front as he found the back of the net in the 53rd minute. Stars did have a goal disallowed late in the game, but couldn't find a way back as the game finished at 1-0. So Black Leopards return to action on Sunday as they face off against Jomo Cosmos. A little further afield, Atletico Madrid were crowned Europa League Cup winners last night after they beat Marseille by 3-0 in Lyon. Goals from Antoine Griezmann and Gavi sealing the dominant win as Atletico Madrid took home the Europa Trophy for the third time now. So up next, it's the big one. Liverpool up against Real Madrid in the Champions League final. That coming to you from Kiev next Saturday. Then on to rugby. Finally, not the best news for the Springbok camp. Bulls lock Lut Diaga will be out of action for the rest of the season, adding to the Boks' growing list of injuries. Picking up a chest injury during the Bulls' clash with the Sharks, Diaga will undergo surgery today, which will see him on the sidelines for the next 6 months. Of course, missing the entire Springbok season. The Boks season kicks off on the 2nd of June in the United States as they take on Wales in an exhibition match. And that's where we leave our sport for now. We'll touch on the headlines again in a half hour.
Well, let's take another look at your roads. Starting off in Gauteng in Devlin. Now, there's a stationary vehicle that's on the N1 northbound after the Golden Highway, and it's blocking the right lane, so please proceed with caution. Then moving to the Western Cape in Ottery on the M5 highway, there's been an accident. It's by Ottery Road, so please allow for some extra travel time this morning. And that's where we leave your traffic for now.
Turning air into pristine, clean drinking water. Cirrus Water, the future of sustainable drinking water.
And to give you another weather update, it seems like most parts of the country can expect sunny conditions and warm temperatures, while in KZN a few scattered showers are expected. While looking at those temperatures, starting off in Polokwane, you can expect a minimum of 6 with a maximum of 21. Mbombela 10 reaching a high of 25. Pretoria 8 with a high of 20. Johannesburg 6 reaching a high of 18. Mahikeng 523. Klerksdorp 4 with a high of 21. Kimberley today, minimum of 6 can be expected with a maximum of 22. Bloemfontein starting off on 0, reaching a high of 20 degrees Celsius. Richards Bay 17.24, Pietermaritzburg 10.22, Durban 18.23, and sunny conditions in Mthatha, a low of 4 with a high of 24. East London 12 with a high of 25, Cradock 2 reaching a high of 23, Port Elizabeth 13 reaching a high of 25. If you're in George today, 12 is your minimum, 23 your maximum, Sutherland 5 reaching a high of 19. Sunny conditions in Cape Town, a low of 13, a high of 24, Worcester 8.26, Springbok 14.26, and Uppington 10, reaching a high of 26 degrees Celsius. And that's where we leave your weather for now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
All right, right about now it's time for us to take a look at all those funny, random and crazy videos we find online that can put a smile on your dial, shall we?
Oh, the very first story, you guys. I've seen this way too many times, but it's always hilarious. Now, we all know that most children have this desire to explore and wander off and kind of, you know, experience the world for themselves.
Yeah,
but we have a video of a mother who probably expressly told her child not to do that. And the child did it. She's basically just holding the child by the tail. No. Mommy said no. No.
If only human children had tails.
No, but human children now have these braces they wear around them.
Like a leash.
Like a leash. I always find that so awkward.
You think it's degrading until your child starts moving, and then you're
This
like,
is
okay,
true,
I can actually
probably,
do with the tether.
Yeah. Like I went to Kruger Park once, and the mother had probably expressly told the child, don't go in that direction, there's danger. And the child said, hey, it was getting hiding there. Hey, hey, you didn't listen. I was like,
too sweet.
Anyway, any of you guys own cats? No?
I have owned a cat.
Zoe owns a cat. But apparently when you own a cat, they like to bring you gifts.
Yeah.
And it can sometimes turn into a very traumatizing event, depending on what gift they bring you. So this dude called Jono Scooter has a ginger tabby that brought him a mouse and dropped it in his wine glass.
Wow.
Take a look.
Oh, my word.
And he just leaves the scene of the crime.
It's for you. That is actually sweet if you think about it.
I love you so much.
And left it with the wine because clearly he loves wine.
You know what it reminds me of? Of that video of that kid who smells like her dad's toes and goes, I'm done. Never drinking that wine ever again. Throw the glass
that's so
away.
funny. Well, speaking of animals leaving very special gifts, this one was a bit of a surprise for Killenmoor, resident of Gaylord in Michigan. He took his car out of storage and then struggled to get moving. Why? Because a squirrel had hid some 50 pounds of pine cones, and it was posted by a mate of his, Gabby Ori, a friend of Killen, who said literally every space in that engine bay was filled, and then the heat from the engine opened up all of these bad boys, making them lodged in some places too. You go squirrel.
Wait, so the squirrel put them there while they were still
While they were small, they hadn't opened up yet.
No.
And obviously the heat activates them so that they can, put their seed out into the world.
The squirrel had a vendetta against the dude. He must have
He
chucked
thought he
an
had found the
acorn at
best
it.
hiding place ever. Sorry, dude. Sorry.
Anyway, let us know which hashtags, videos, or stories have caught your attention online. Please share them with us on Facebook and on Twitter using hashtag Expresso Show. But that cat, yo.
I'll have the mouse red, yeah.
Well, the fun and games continue after the break. When we get back, we'll take a look at a daily tech update. How's this? A new record for towing a Boeing. You do not want to miss out on that. And then, of course, SA Strongers unite at the Arnold Classic Africa. That's all taking place after the break.
Win a trip to New York City worth 150,000 Rand. South Africa's #1 cream cheese, Lancewood, is on the hunt for the nation's #1 cake. To bake it all the way to the Big Apple, upload a picture of your cake with the Lancewood product used to lancewoodcakeoff.co.za. 3 finalists will make it through to our live cake-off on Expresso show. 1 will impress celebrity judges Zola Nene, Jay Something and Lorna Maseko and make it all the way to New York.
Ladies and gentlemen, Arnold.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back. This is your feel-good breakfast show. Time for us to now turn our attention to some tech news. And when it comes to tech billionaire Elon Musk, it's very hard to avoid him when it comes to tech news. But we are very proud of the South African, or at least representing South Africa on the international scale, and this time breaking records.
Yeah, he certainly is doing his best. His electric car company Tesla has just broken a world record for the heaviest tow by an electric production passenger car, and they towed a Boeing Dreamliner. So essentially they broke the record for towing a Boeing. Yes, hashtag towing a Boeing. You can say that 5 times in a row.
Towing a
now,
Boeing.
as part of a publicity stunt in Australia, a Tesla Model X was used to drag a 130-ton commercial airplane for almost 300 meters. Incredible. Now, the car has an advertised towing capacity of only 2.5 tons, so this is quite an achievement if you think about it. And also, this isn't the first time that Tesla has had their eye on the record books. Last year in China, they set the world record, in fact, the Guinness World Record for the largest parade of Tesla cars. which seems a little bit unfair because they make them all there. Do you know what I mean?
But it's cool. I see what you did there.
But it's pretty cool.
How incredible to towing a Boeing. Very cool.
He just needs to get the cars here now.
Bring it here.
I feel like they're half South African.
The petrol price is going up again. We need that. We do need electric
Well, that's the
cars.
latest
More.
news out of the world of tech. Let us know which stories you've been following that have caught your attention. Please do share them with us on our social media platforms using hashtag Expresso Show.
Now, time to get excited again. Lots of reasons to get excited this morning. South Africa's fitness fanatics will unite in Johannesburg this coming weekend to show off their strength, their athleticism at the Arnold Classic Africa, in honor, obviously, of the great original man himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger. The Classic allows fans to participate in over 50 different sporting codes. Now, one of the federations in action this weekend, and very proud to be in action, is SA Gymnastics, and their CEO, Tseko Mogosti, now joins us to chat a little bit about the Arnold Classic Africa and why he finds this such an amazing platform for his young gymnasts. Welcome to the show, Tseko. It's always awesome to connect over something this cool. What is it about the Arnold Classic that captures the imagination? Is it all on Arnold? What is the event like from someone who participates?
Yeah, look, this is such a great platform for exposure to different kinds of sports that are participating, exposure to a different audience, because a non-traditional audience. Normally we cooked up in our own little venue and you have our own events. But this is like exposure to everybody else who hasn't really been attending gymnastics, exposure to other sports as well. But for us, it's so exciting to support and be involved in Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger's initiative, you know, promoting healthy lifestyles through sports and nutrition. And I think this is such a big thing for us as a nation as well, because we need to be active. We need to be healthy as a nation. So, but sport is the key. It's exciting to be part of this event.
And take nothing away from the opportunity to perform on a platform. I know we are all about developing kind of the high end of that scale, saying we want to produce future high-performance champions, but it's about what you can get. I can speak from experience as a very young gymnast, what you can get out of that. How important is it for these young athletes to have an opportunity to share in this culture, to really take on board how important it is to look after their bodies, to get to know their bodies, to have that physical self?
Yeah, I mean, this is the exciting thing that sports provides. And gymnastics, we actually support this physical education, health and fitness programs. Our competition now is actually more than just competition. We have a development focus as well, because children and parents as well. Parents have the power to direct their children's future. So they have the power to be able to take the children and put them into physical activity. This is what we need as a country. Young enough, you got to start young enough to get involved in sport so that you can start building confidence in yourself and also not to be overweight. You know, we tend to also be sitting around quite a lot.
Terrible statistics in South Africa,
we need to be active and take part in activities in the afternoons and things like that. So this is quite important for parents to realize that they need to take the step for their children.
Most of us grew up watching Arnie, so it doesn't get much more inspirational than that. So from a sportsman perspective, tick that box. But from a fan perspective, what does this event offer? Why is it not just for those taking part, but also just a great experience for fans, do you think?
Yeah, look, it's great. You get a rolling crowd, so the audience, the fans can just come in and be able to experience just the festival vibe of the Arnold Classic. Arnold himself, you know, makes an effort to go and visit every code. So we've always been excited when it comes to gymnastics and also says a word to not only to the children taking part, but the audience as well. I also grew up with really looking up to Arnie. But I mean, there's a lot that they can take. There's sport for everyone. I think there is sport for everyone. So if you do come through, be able to see what is out there, just enjoy the vibe. Enjoy the bodybuilding as well, because it is also about
it's pinnacle, yeah, it's Arnie, man.
But I mean, sports offer that anybody who's coming through can actually see that there's a sport for everyone and be able to actually encourage youngsters, children to take part in sport.
Come join the family, man. Come join the family. Tseko, thank you so much, and all the best of luck to you and the host of young athletes that are going to be out there performing the Arnold Classic Africa. It's happening at the Sandton Convention Centre from the 18th to the 20th of May. Between 20 Rand and 300 Rand will get you in, but it's a showcase unlike any other.
All right, we're in the kitchen now. We all know a little olive pride blend can go a long way. It's set apart from any other blend due to the fact that it still maintains its very good oil flavor, although blended with seed oils. And in this morning's recipe, you'll be learning all about the benefits as well as how to incorporate olive pride blend into your everyday cooking. We're making a beautiful peri peri marinade.
I'm here for it.
Peri peri marinade. Riaan taking over duties in the
Thank
pan. Like you said you're ready for marriage.
I am. I'm so ready. So I'm
Okay.
just making sure that the cooking skills are just as ready as well.
Yeah.
So our pièce de résistance, our main ingredient is, of course, our olive pride, a blend of seed oils and extra virgin olive oil. The beautiful thing about this is because of the olive oil content, that olive oil kind of taste is going to be in this recipe as well. We've got some green and red chilies chopped up. We've also got some garlic, you know, wonderful. We've got some oregano or oregano if you are from America. We've got some table salt flakes and then some paprika and then 1 lemon.
Cool,
All right.
let's go.
So how we start this off, you can put about 4 tablespoons of oil in your pan or just fill it up until it's like lying shallow in the pan right there.
I was going to ask, are you
enough.
of that variety? Can you already judge by your hand when it goes bloop, bloop, bloop? That's 4
You know what?
tablespoons.
I'm there. I'm totally
Really?
there. Yes. You
Amazing.
Know, I've arrived at that level. All right. So it's on a low heat right now.
Excellent.
But the nice thing about this oil is it does have a high smoke point.
Yeah.
As well. So it's not gonna, you know, burn, and it makes everything a lovely golden brown color.
Good.
We love golden brown. Do you like golden brown?
What kind of question is that?
Don't you like golden brown?
Do you like golden brown? What is golden brown?
The color. Golden brown.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, I'm getting
Focus
excited.
there.
I'm getting
Focus
excited.
there.
Okay, so you want to really just fry this for about a minute,
Okay.
all right? And then once it's fried for a minute, you're going to add your spices. Over here, we've got our oregano. It's going to go in. Then we're going to put our table salt in as well, our salt flakes, and then we're going to put in our paprika.
Yeah.
And that's going to fry for about 2 minutes.
If you've just tuned in, we're making a beautiful peri peri marinade that you can then, after you've made it, use for all kinds of cooking methods. If you want to marinate, get the deep, hot flavor into your food. So to make it, SMS the keyword clover to 33728, and we'll send you a link to the recipe as well as the ingredients list.
Just
Very
gonna-
basic ingredients, by the way, just making sure that you use the secret ingredient, which is, of course, our olive pride, a blend of seed oils and extra virgin olive oil.
There we go. We've just added our lemon in there, and when it becomes beautifully fragrant, that's how you know that it's ready. And you're going to pop it into your glass jar that's got a nice seal, and you can just keep it, and you can add it to anything as a condiment. You can put it over prawns. You can put it over your meat when you marinate it. So versatile.
Do they call them prawns? Where you come from? Okay. Anyway, that's what it looks like, but let's quickly show you how we made this peri peri marinade.
Cooking with Olive Pride's blend of seed oils and extra virgin olive oil is a great way to enjoy the foods you love. So let's get started with a peri peri marinating sauce that will add a touch of pride to your next fry. For this recipe, you'll need 4 tablespoons of olive pride, a blend of seed oils and extra virgin olive oil, 2 cloves of garlic finely chopped, 6 green and red chilies finely chopped, 1 tablespoon of paprika, 1 tablespoon of dried oregano, juice of 1 lemon, and 1 tablespoon of sea salt flakes. In a pan, add a touch of pride by heating 4 tablespoons of the olive pride blend. Add the chopped garlic and chilies, and cook for 1 to 2 minutes. Add the paprika, dried oregano, juice of 1 lemon, and 1 tablespoon of sea salt flakes. Cook for another 2 minutes until fragrant. Then add the marinating sauce into a glass jar and store. And now you're left with a delicious marinade that will go perfectly with any dish at your next fry.
Made with love by Clover.
And there you have it. SMS the keyword clover to 33728, and you too can stand in the kitchen, marvel at your spectacular creation and say, wow, just like Riaan.
It's gorgeous.
Just wow.
So good.
Yeah. You were saying you're going to taste that just now. Do we have
No,
a
we were saying you're going to taste it
No,
because
you said you were
the
going to
chef
taste
doesn't
it.
cook.
No, no, of course.
The person that they made it for must
Who
taste.
made that rule?
Come, you can just like have a sip.
A sip? Are you mad? SMS Clover to 33728. Ain't no way I'm taking a sip. Are you nuts?
Olive Pride brings a touch of pride and the natural beauty of olive oil to your table. Made with love by Clover.
Oh, well, listen, the craziness continues, and make sure you do not miss out on Afternoon Express today at 4:30 p.m. And that's for a delightfully simple yet tasty winter pasta salad that will please all of your senses. Now, Chef Clem Pedro will be preparing a flavoursome, colourful and delicious roasted vegetables served on a bed of pasta, and you'll hardly be able to wait to sit down and eat.
Olive Pride brings a touch of pride and the natural beauty of olive oil to your table. Made with love by Clover.
In case the little golden robot didn't give it away, Dr. Dan's appearance might. We're going to take you beyond the final frontier. We heard at least a remote story about a helicopter being sent to Mars. It's getting exciting now. The doc is in the house to explain that. And then speaking of the doc, we're going to shift to health matters. Hypertension, something that affects so many people across the globe. Today is Hypertension Day. We're going to cast a light.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Thursday. Now, earlier on this week, NASA reported that they plan to send a helicopter to Mars, which turns out isn't as simple as just strapping a chopper onto a rocket and then sending it there. Mars has a completely different atmosphere, and here to help us understand how all of this works is Outreach astronomer Daniel Cunnama. Always great to have you here, man.
Always great to be here, thank you.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty exciting time in the world of science and exploration, space exploration. So give us an overview of exactly what this helicopter is that we're talking about.
Yeah, so in 2020 they're going to send another rover to Mars.
Yeah.
And this time it's going to have a little drone with it. So they're calling it the Mars helicopter, but it's basically a drone. It's about 2 kgs, or just less than 2 kgs. And it's going to be able to fly up to about 3 meters high and about 100 meters away from the rover. So it can explore its sort of the local environment. Like I mean, it's
obviously all of these CGI.
Yeah, so this is all a
images. Because I was about to say that is some HD footage we're getting from Mars, yo, but we haven't gotten there yet.
No. So this is 2020. They'll be sending this.
One of the biggest challenges with this is the atmosphere on Mars is very different. So how exactly is it going to work?
Yeah. So the atmosphere on Mars is a lot less dense than Earth's atmosphere.
Yes.
It's about less than 1% of Earth's atmosphere. So it's like flying a helicopter at 100,000 feet.
Okay, so there's literally no air to catch the blades.
Yeah, so the blades are going to be quite big and they're going to be spinning very, very fast, like 3,000 RPM, which is about 10 times faster than a helicopter here. And then, of course, the actual helicopter has to be very light.
Super light as well. Yeah. How did they even test this?
So here, I mean, great footage again. So they've got a vacuum chamber, essentially. So they suck all the air out of a chamber so that it's equivalent to about 1% of the Earth's atmosphere, and then they fly it up, and I mean it seems to be working really, really well.
It looks very, very stable. So as you said that they're going to be sending out a new rover in 2020. So how exactly is this going to be working with the rover, and what's the core mission?
Yeah, so obviously we can't communicate instantly with that helicopter.
Yes.
So it's going to have to work with the rover. It's going to be autonomous, so it's going to have to be able to fly by itself. Because to get a signal to Mars takes between 4 and 24 minutes.
Okay.
Depending on where Mars is.
Yeah.
So this thing's going to have to be completely autonomous, fly by itself, and then it can relay its photos and images back via the rover to Earth.
But what about the proposed flight path?
So that'll be pre-programmed, I guess, or sent in advance. But it's going to have to be able to handle things like wind and the terrain and things like that. It's going to be able to have to do it itself.
Fascinating stuff. Oh my word. So we have until 2020 to wait and see what information we get from this new Mars helicopter. Is that what they call it? The Mars helicopter?
Mars helicopter, yeah.
Dan, always a pleasure to have you here, man. Let us know which stories from the final frontier or out there in space exploration are grabbing your attention this morning, and share them with us, please, on our social media platforms using hashtag Expresso Show.
In the national news, the Department of Home Affairs has taken new future-fit identification steps by launching an automated biometric identification system. The Minister of Home Affairs, Malusi Gigaba, yesterday confirmed that the launch of the system is an important part of his department's modernization program. Power utility Eskom says the majority of the country's municipalities owe it a debt totaling some 13 billion rand. The power utility has told the National Assembly's Standing Committee on Public Accounts that this is an increase of over 40% on last year's municipal debt. On the international front, North Korea has said that it may pull out of the summit with US President Donald Trump if the US insists that it gives up its nuclear weapons. The highly anticipated meeting between Mr. Trump and North Korea's Kim Jong-un is due to take place on the 12th of June in Singapore. And finally, Zimbabwe has reportedly signed a $1 billion deal with a Chinese firm to build a 400 megawatts coal methane-fired power plant in Matabeleland's North Province and set up new ferrochrome smelters at Zamasco. The Herald newspaper, which is state-owned, reported that the new development was likely to create at least 25,000 jobs. Well, that was your 7:30 news update. I'll have a full bulletin for you at the top of the hour.
Amid a host of very excited fans, Barcelona beat Mamelodi Sundowns by 3-1 in Soweto last night to lift the 2018 Mandela Centenary Cup. Keeping it with the PSL now, Black Leopards took the early advantage in the PSL promotion playoffs, beating Platinum Stars by 1-0 in Limpopo yesterday. And staying with football on a slightly larger scale, Atletico Madrid were crowned Europa League Cup winners last night as they beat Marseille by 3-0 in Lyon. And finally, not great news for the Springboks. Bulls lock Loet de Jager will be out of action for the rest of the season as he recovers from surgery due to a chest injury. We'll expand on all of those stories on the top of the hour, but that's it for now.
Well, let's take another look at your roads, starting off in Gauteng. In fact, it's KwaZulu-Natal at Devland. There's been a multi-vehicle accident on the N2 northbound. It's after the Mshlanga interchange obstructing that right lane, so please proceed with caution. I'll have a final traffic update for you in half an hour.
Look around. Life is beautiful. The Hyundai Tucson.
And looking at your temperatures today, most parts of the country can expect warm temperatures with sunny conditions. Starting off with your temperatures in Polokwane, you can expect a low of 6, reaching a high of 21. Mbombela 10, 25. Pretoria 8, reaching a high of 20. Johannesburg 6, 18. Mahikeng 5, 23. Klerksdorp 4, 21. Kimberley 6, reaching a high of 22. Sunny conditions in Bloemfontein with a high of 20 degrees Celsius. Richards Bay 17, reaching a high of 24. Pietermaritzburg 10 with a high of 22. Durban 18, 23. Mthatha 4, 24. East London 12 with a high of 25. Craddock 2 is your minimum, 23 your maximum. Port Elizabeth 13 reaching a high of 25. George 12, 23. Sutherland 5 with a high of 19. Cape Town 13 with a high of 24. Worcester 8 with a high of 26. Partly cloudy conditions in Springbok, a low of 14, a high of 26. And sunny conditions in Uppington. 10 is your minimum and 26 is your maximum for today. And that's where we leave your weather for now.
So hypertension or high blood pressure still causes an estimated 7.5 million deaths each year, and it accounts for more than 10% of annual deaths worldwide. So for this reason, awareness days like today's are incredibly vital. In fact, today it is World Hypertension Day. And joining us to talk about this, representing the Heart and Stroke Foundation of South Africa, is lecturer in nutrition at UCT, Gabriel Ekstien. Good to have you here, man.
Morning. Nice to see you guys again.
Gabriel, you know, it almost like shocks me that we're still talking about this because we've been talking about this for a while. Are we as South Africans waking up to the idea that this is a serious situation, or are the statistics just getting worse?
You know, Leanne, certainly not. I think the latest stats in South Africa, about 11,000 people was tested a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I think about 45% of them had high blood pressure. So the problem's not going to get away. And to be slightly pessimistic about it, it probably will get worse before it gets better. Wow. Because we're in this transition of the way we live, you know, the types of foods we eat, how much exercise we do, how much people live in cities and have desk jobs. These things are all changing and adding to the epidemic. And of course, a lot of people don't know they have high blood pressure, which means they don't get treated. So we're probably going to see it get a bit worse. Of course, there are pockets of our population that are doing well, that's exercising, that's getting treatment, but it's really unequal if we look at it that way.
Yeah. The good thing is that it is manageable.
It's so manageable, and I think that's the problem. If you get tested, you know you have high blood pressure.
Exactly.
Very effective medications, and of course lifestyle changes. You know, the salt, the fruit, the vegetables, the exercise, managing your stress. All these things can really effectively manage high blood pressure.
Yeah. So you said less intake of salt, making sure you get fruits and vegetables, exercising, and stressing less.
Yes, so all those things. And, you know, we can focus on one of them when we're talking a little bit about salt today, but it's really about putting all those factors together to get the best effect. And, of course, medication only works when you take it, which is part of the problem as well. As people are prescribed medication, somewhere along the line they stop taking them. And a big part of that is the fact that hypertension doesn't have symptoms. So you don't feel less well because you've got hypertension, which means why should I take a tablet? So you stop taking the tablet. And then, you know, 10 years down the line, you develop the heart disease, the kidney disease, or the stroke, or whatever the case might be.
Wow.
Let's talk about one of the things that I think a lot of people don't really take into consideration is the fact that our food contains so much salt. And does that also play a very big part in hypertension as well?
Definitely. One of the biggest things we see with hypertension is the risk increases as you get older. And a big part of that is our salty habits. So we call that kind of a salt-sensitive hypertension. So we respond to too much salt in our diet, and as we get older, we're more likely to get hypertension. And of course, a lot of the salt is hidden within our food. So it's not just the salt we add, you know, to the food when we cook or at the table. It's what's in the spices, what's in the breads, what's in the polonies, what's in all these things we eat on a regular basis. It all kind of compiles, and it gives us a very salty diet, which is one of the most easy things to change to avoid hypertension in the first place.
Earlier on, you mentioned that getting tested is a very important thing, because you need to know whether you do have hypertension or not. A lot of people out there don't know that they have it. So what's the quickest and easiest way to have it tested? Or is it something that you could feel in your body to go, maybe I should be worrying?
I think that's probably a very important point, is don't wait to feel a headache, to feel a flush in your face, because then your blood pressure is probably already sky high. There's no signs, no symptoms, so you have to get tested once a year. You know, people that go to the doctor regularly will have it tested regularly, but particularly the people that don't go to the doctor often, you can step into a pharmacy and it's going to cost you next to nothing to get your blood pressure tested. You can go to a clinic, anywhere there's a nurse on call, they can test your blood pressure. And it's going to take you 2 to 5 minutes to do it. It's not painful. It doesn't cost a lot of money. So you really don't have an excuse, no matter who you are.
It could save your life, those 5 minutes that you take, right?
You know, I can't tell you how many people you see that don't know they've got high blood pressure until they end up having a heart attack or stroke.
No,
so it could save your life, literally.
Absolutely. Well, they say that knowledge is power, hey? And
absolutely.
prevention is better than cure at the end of the day.
So with today, the 17th of May, being World Hypertension Day, make sure that you do get tested. And if you are looking for more information, you can check out @SA Heart Stroke on social media.
So on the show, we love empowered women, and it doesn't get more so than Thembi Sieta. We're going to join her unstoppable journey after the break. Then we are celebrating here on the show International Vyshyvanka Day. I'm going to be hitting the catwalk, so I'm going to avoid the muffins for that. You want to see this one. It's going to be good. But they look so tasty.
If you do just one thing this year, bank better in 2018. Get the Capitec credit card with a limit of up to 150,000 Rand, with personalized interest from 14.5% based on your credit profile and affordability. Bank better to live better with Capitec.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Happy Thursday. This is your Feel Good Breakfast show. We got Kyeezi in the house, the man of the hour, the man doing the most out there, working super hard and reaping the rewards, man. Super proud of what you've been able to achieve. Right now, though, we're going to be reflecting on some international entertainment news. Let's see what you got for us, Lee.
South Africans are flying the flag high at the 71st Annual Cannes Film Festival. Now, a number of South African films have been selected as part of the official program. The Harvesters, Die Stroopers, premiered on Monday, where it received, wait for it, a standing ovation after the screening, you guys. It was directed by Etienne Carlos from the film, and the film tells the story of an isolated and conservative farming region in rural South Africa in the stronghold of Afrikaans white minority culture, obsessed with strength and masculinity. Now, in this world, Yano exists. Different secretive and emotionally frail situations kind of emerge. His mother brings home Pieter, a hardened street orphan that she wants to save. Yano is asked to make this stranger his brother, and the two boys begin a fight for power, for heritage, and for parental love. And of course, there was a lot of praise given to the film, and say that it definitely, kind of touched on things that we need to be talking about in this day and age, and of course definitely got a standing ovation. So I can't wait to see this as well.
This just emphasizes once again that our stories are valid and they need to be told. The world is waiting to hear our stories, and I'm sure there's a lot of creatives out there who've, you watch high-budget Hollywood films and you're like, it's not going to look like that on screen. The story needs to be told, and people are waiting for it.
But how much wouldn't you like to actually go to the Cannes Film Festival? I mean,
I'm
available.
Yeah.
You know?
Just in jail. Just to rock up on and be like, hey, I'm here.
Exactly. Anyone, if you want to see the three of us, we're available. Anyways, the Han Solo spin-off called Solo, A Star Wars Story touched down on Tuesday at the Cannes Film Festival, bringing its cast and, of course, full-sized Chewbacca to the French Riviera extravaganza. Director Ron Howard, wearing a hat that read, "A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away," introduced his cast before the film's international premiere at Cannes. Now, stormtroopers stood in formation as stars Alden Ehrenreich and Donald Glover, Emilia Clarke, Woody Harrelson, and Chewbacca actor Junius Siotomo posed for photographers to promote the biggest Hollywood blockbuster at this year's festival. Lebanese actress Manal Issa used the premiere's massive spotlight to draw attention to the deaths of Palestinian protesters a day earlier at the Gaza border. And she held up a sign that said, "Stop the attack on Gaza," before the premiere. And she said, yeah, I mean, it was, we haven't seen the film and audiences, and that's, a great kind of way to make this statement ahead of this film. So I think it's a very important platform, and I'm glad that she did it.
Yeah, it was an exciting time, I think, for all and sundry as well. Apparently, word from Chewbacca's PR came out, and he said it was...
Absolutely.
Nice. I can only do a Chewbacca once.
It's all good. It's all good. It really does put pressure on the throat.
Ah, man, it doesn't want to come out second time around.
Hey, Can you do it, Kay? Can you do that? Okay, he's not even going to try. He's not even going to try. Well, someone doing the most in the industry as well. As much as business and media dynamo, she is absolutely beautiful as well. We're talking about Thembi Siyete, and she faces what every other South African woman does. With each passing year, you get a little bit older. But to Thembi, she sees the process of aging as a source of her strength. Let's check it out.
She's known for her timeless beauty, glowing skin, bubbly personality, and now for her unstoppable journey. Thembi was thrilled to be announced as the face of the New Age Miracle range. Thembi, so good to talk to you. You are looking absolutely amazing. Now, Pons is a brand that we've all grown up with. We know it, we love it. It's introduced us to the world of beauty. But how does it feel for you to be the brand new face of Pons' New Age Miracle range?
The answers are here. I feel honored. So blessed, so grateful. I mean, I grew up with a product that my mom introduced me to. So that's years back. And then years later, here we go, face of Pons. It's like a full circle.
Oh, Pons celebrates unstoppable women and showcases unstoppable women. But what do you think it is about you that makes you #unstoppable?
I'm a forever student. I learn every day. I try different things. I'm really not scared to fail. I think that's just also my #1 unstoppable secret, that, you know what, you have to try, because if you don't try, how would you know if you're good at it or not?
Thembi, let's just talk about you for a second. You are incredibly talented. We know this.
Thank you.
You're a businesswoman.
Yes,
you're a media personality. And now you're a brand new mom. Congratulations. Tell us more about your journey towards womanhood and motherhood, and what's been the most exciting part about it.
It's a blessing, man. The timing is perfect for me.
How do you feel about aging, and how has your skincare regime changed over the years?
My views on aging, people would say, well, do you enjoy aging? Do you love it? And my answer would be like, no, nobody wants to age. But aging comes with a peaceful mind. You are just so comfortable in your skin, you know, and you don't ask for approval from anyone. Your face changes. You become so radiant. It's just something that's happening within me.
The new Pons Age Miracle range is designed to keep up with the unstoppable woman and her unstoppable lifestyle. Let's talk about the fabulous 40s. How have you chosen to age gracefully, and what is your #unstoppable secret?
40 is fun now. I think it's wisdom, knowledge, it's experience, it's just knowing yourself better. That #unstoppable is keep pushing and just celebrate the fact that you are aging. You get blessed with another number and then another number, and you get better and better with age.
Now, I know that Pons has a very exciting competition where a very lucky South African woman is going to have a chance to be an ambassador along with you, Celeste Kamalo and Ayanda Tabete. What advice do you have for any woman who's watching right now who would like to enter?
Oh, it's simple. You just have to enter the competition. It's open to everyone, any age. Information is available on Facebook at Pons SA. So if you need information, just go there. And then, you know what? The rest is history. We'll see you.
As you can see, aging is not about a loss of youth, but rather about approaching a new stage of opportunity and strength. Pons wants to encourage all women to age gracefully and to embrace your unstoppable journey. Do you think you could be the next face of Pons? To enter, buy any Pons product at the participating ShopRite stores and follow the till slip prompts. T's and C's apply. #IamTheFaceOfPons.
So exciting indeed. Now, new Pons Age Miracle contains retinol C complex, delivering double the lifting power and works for 24 hours non-stop. And you can stand a chance of winning one of 2 Pons Age Miracle hampers. All you have to do is tell us what makes you an unstoppable woman. You can let us know on Expresso's Facebook page, and remember that T's and C's do apply.
New Pons Perfect Color Complex, the improved formula with vitamin B3+.
We're searching for the next face of Pons. Enter now. Purchase any Pons at ShopRite.
So with our Lay's Ukraine experience just a few days away, can you believe it? We are really so excited and really getting into the Ukrainian spirit and culture of things for that matter, because today we celebrate with Ukrainians all around the world, and we want to say happy International Vyshyvanka Day, everyone. Now, as you can see, I'm celebrating in stylish Vyshyvanka attire, but there is one more surprise for you. Come out one at a time, guys. We've turned all our Expresso presenters into Ukrainians. Look at that. Yes, yes. Show off your Vyshyvanka, why don't you? Look at that. Beautiful, of course, traditional wear in Ukraine. And it's celebrated on every third Thursday of May. It's intended to unite Ukrainians all around the world. And it's a holiday that's not necessarily attached to any kind of public holiday or a feast. This holiday doesn't include any mandatory measures except wearing Vyshyvanka. So wherever you are, if you have Vyshyvanka, wear it today because it's International Vyshyvanka Day. Yes, and the experience proves that during Vyshyvanka Day, people are always in high spirits with smiles on their faces. Symbols of strength, prosperity, and beauty, and ancient amulets are encoded in the ethnic clothes as well. I thought, didn't we have
one more model?
Yes, we have our friend Graham.
Yes.
Graham, come out with your Vyshyvanka. Yes, work it, do all the things. Now do a hopak. Do a hopak.
What is a hopak?
The hopak is the dance where you go on your...
The dance of... No, I don't want to tear these beautiful pants. This is empowering. I have to say, my Vyshyvanka game is empowering today,
You look pretty cool, like you're ready for this, guys.
I like the fact that you've got a smile and it's full of cheer.
It is that kind of way. So, to all of our friends, a very happy Vyshyvanka Day to our friends at the Ukrainian Association of South Africa and to Ukrainians all around the world. We are so looking forward to our hashtag Lay's Ukraine experience, and we can't wait to see you all in Kiev.
Can I
you need to stand up and show off your...
Oh, this is, yes. My Vyshyvanka.
Like it ain't no thing.
Now you do the hopak. There we go.
Hoi. You gotta get really low.
Get really low.
Hoi.
And then, you get hoi.
Yes. Hoi. Don't tear your Vyshyvanka.
Absolutely amazing. I feel like that's like a twist on the Vosho. I don't know, hey? Beautiful stuff. Well, still to come after the break, Zola Nene is here and she's going to be making us a delicious Pina Colada Layer Cake. Oh, I just had to wrap my brain about it because it sounds absolutely delicious. And then also absolutely delicious is the Sweet Resistance. And they are here and they perform for us after the break.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe.
Join the party this Saturday evening on Top Billing as Princess Diana's friend and astrologer Penny Thornton launches a cookbook on how star signs influence what we eat. Ace interior designer Stephen Falk invites us inside his home. Plus, Jonathan explores the natural wonders of Limpopo and falls in love with Jessica the Hippo. That's Top Billing this Saturday at 6 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, every day, millions of people celebrate their birthdays all all around the world. So as we welcome today, the 17th of May, we're taking a moment to wish some celebrities and you at home a very happy birthday. Let's kick it off with South African singer Jody Williams, who celebrates her birthday today. Now, she rose to fame in 2007 when she won a television singing competition at the age of only 17. Her debut album, Just Gonna Be Me, reached #1 on the South African albums chart. So congratulations and happy birthday to Jody Williams. Now, also celebrating her birthday today is American actress Nikki Reed, who's married to the very gorgeous Ian Somerhalder, known for her portrayal of the vampire Rosalie Cullen in the Twilight Saga from 2008 to 2012. Her breakthrough performance was in the coming-of-age film 13, for which she co-wrote the screenplay at the age of only 15. And then finally, we'd like to wish one of our dear viewers, Katlego Pebetsi, says Lala, a happy birthday as well. So happy birthday to everyone out there. Now, are you celebrating a birthday next week? What is your ultimate birthday song request? Let's take a look at Katlego and Brendan Paper doing a little something something. This, of course, was where they did this gorgeous mashup, and it just broke hearts all around South Africa. Now, Katlego could be singing your birthday song live on Expresso. All you have to do is go to the Expresso Morning Show Facebook page and let us know whose birthday it is, what song you would like Kat to perform, and remember to include a photo.
Well, this could be your very special birthday dedication. The Sweet Resistance is in studio and they're sharing some beautiful brand new music with us, and this one is called Lullaby.
Here's your wake-up call, chase the clock once more. Your final call, take one for the road. Hush now, go to sleep. Close your eyes, just feel the beat. I sing you a lullaby. Oh no, don't you cry. I'll say a prayer for you tonight. I sing you a lullaby. After all these years, you still feel the same. All that's left to fear is all that still remains. Hush now, go to sleep. Close your eyes, just feel the beat. I sing you a lullaby. Oh no, don't you cry. I'll say a prayer for you tonight. I sing you a lullaby, a lullaby. Oh,
That is beautiful stuff. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Man alive. All right. So earlier on, when we were sitting on the couch, you were talking about plans to expand abroad. What is the plan? What's going on right now with you guys?
Well, I think right now we're South African. We're focusing on local scene, Cape Town.
Yes.
Doing some shows up in Joburg as well. But yeah, we have some connections, and we're working with some overseas connections as well at the moment. So yeah, like I said, kind of further down the line in the future, but we really hope to expand internationally, yeah.
Fantastic stuff. So that album's going to be out hopefully by the end of the year. In the meantime, follow them at TSR Band Live. That's on Twitter, and at The Sweet Resistance on Facebook and on Instagram. Thank you very much. Can't wait for the next performance coming up just before we wrap up the show.
In the national news this morning, the Department of Home Affairs has taken new future fit identification steps for launching an automated biometric identification system known as ABIS. The Minister of Home Affairs, Malusi Gigaba, yesterday confirmed that the launch of an ABIS is an important part of the department's modernization program. Gigaba said that ABIS is a modern system that promises many possibilities in identity management and advances DHA's modernization programs and transformation imperatives. The DHA says it is set to replace Home Affairs' national identity system, which is manually operated and outdated. Power utility Eskom says the majority of the country's municipalities owe it a debt totaling some 13 billion rand. The power utility has told the National Assembly's Standing Committee on Public Accounts that this is an increase of over 40% on last year's municipal debt. Eskom's board chairman Jabulani Mabuza said in some cases, Eskom has been forced to take municipalities to court to recover money owed to it. He said investors are concerned that the increasing municipality bad debt will make it difficult for Eskom to service its own debt. Now moving further abroad, North Korea has said that it may pull out of the summit with US President Donald Trump if the US insists that it gives up its nuclear weapons. The highly anticipated meeting between Mr. Trump and North Korea's Kim Jong-un is due to take place on 12 June in Singapore. But in an angry statement, North Korea's Vice Foreign Minister accused the US of making reckless statements and of harboring sinister intentions. He pointed the finger squarely at US National Security Advisor John Bolton. And then finally, Zimbabwe has reportedly signed a $1 billion deal with a Chinese firm to build a 400 megawatts coal methane-fired power plant in Matabeleland's North Province and set up new ferrochrome smelters at Zamasco. The Herald newspaper, which is state-owned, reported that the new development was likely to create at least 25,000 jobs and would be implemented in phases. The deal was signed by Zimbabwe's Mines and Mining Development Minister Winston Chitando and Andong Liu, president of the Chinese firm Sino-Steel Corporation. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's a final look at what's happening in the world of sport with Graham.
Let's kick it off with football this morning. Barcelona beat Mamelodi Sundowns by 3-1 in Soweto last night to lift the 2018 Mandela Centenary Cup. Sundowns did manage to get a goal back later in the game, but damage was already done thanks to goals from Ousmane Dembele, Luis Suarez and Andre Gomez. So local fans now turn our attention to the Nedbank Cup final as Maritzburg United tackle Free State Stars in Cape Town on Saturday. Staying with local football, Black Leopards took the early advantage in the PSL promotion playoffs as they beat Platinum Stars by a 1-0 in Limpopo yesterday. Patusetsu Nanga put Leopards in front as he found the back of the net in the 53rd minute. Stars did have a goal disallowed late in the game but couldn't find a way back as the game finished at 1-0. The Black Leopards return to action this coming Sunday as they face off against Jomo Cosmos. Then a little further afield, Atletico Madrid were crowned Europa League Cup winners last night after they beat Marseille by 3-0 in Lyon. Goals from Antoine Griezmann and Gavi sealing the dominant win as Atletico Madrid took home the Europa Trophy for the 3rd time now. So up next, it's on to the big one as Liverpool take on Real Madrid in the Champions League final, coming to you from Kiev next Saturday. And then we round off with bad news for the Springbok camp. Bulls lock Loot de Jager will be out of action for the rest of the season. Adding to the Springboks' growing list of injury woes, picking up a chest injury during the Bulls' clash with the Sharks, Diaga will undergo surgery later today that will see him on the sidelines for up to 6 months, of course missing the entire Springbok season. We certainly wish him well and a speedy recovery. The Boks season kicks off on the 2nd of June in the United States, of all places, as they play an exhibition match against old foes Wales. And that's a wrap of your sport for this Thursday morning.
Well, let's take one final look at what to expect in your temperatures today. And it seems like most parts of the country can expect sunny conditions and warm temperatures. Polokwane starting off the day with a minimum of 6 and a maximum of 21. Mbombela 10, 25. Pretoria 8 with a maximum of 20. Johannesburg 6 reaching a high of 18. If you're in Mahikeng today, 5's your minimum, 23 your maximum. Klerksdorp 4, 21. Kimberley 6 with a high of 22. Bloemfontein starting off on 0, reaching a high of 20. Richards Bay 17, reaching a high of 27. Pietermaritzburg 10, 22. Durban 18, 23. Mthatha 4, reaching a high of 24. Sunny conditions in East London today. 12's your minimum, 25 your maximum. Cradock 2, reaching a high of 23. Port Elizabeth 13, 25. George 12, 23. Sutherland 5 with a maximum of 19. Cape Town 13, reaching a high of 24. Worcester 8, 26. Springbok 14, reaching a high of 26. And Uppington 10 is your minimum, with 26 degrees Celsius being your maximum. And that's where we leave your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Time to take a look at what's trending on the socials, or rather what we're talking about on the socials. Today we're throwing back, because it is Throwback Thursday, to Maggie Loubser, her last day on Earth. And of course, arts and culture is a very integral part of our history. And today we're celebrating and asking you, who is your favorite South African painter? Let's see what you had to say. Carol kicking off. Zelda Kutzer is a famous artist in Amanzimtoti. Lucy says, definitely George Pemba. His art expressed the beauty of the African culture. Hashtag goosebumps. Ernest says, Maggie, she's my favorite painter. Randall says George Pemba as well. Karen saying, not famous, but tons and tons of talent and passion. Angie De Silva Low from Silver Arts. So a little bit of a plug there. I see what you did. Just get it in, you know, sneak it into the DMs. Well, let us know, who is your favorite South African painter at the moment as we celebrate the life of Maggie Loubser.
All right, stick around to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Yeah, I just blew his mind a little bit. You know why? Because Zola Nene is in the kitchen, and after the break, she'll be making her favorite Pina Colada Layer Cake. All kinds of deliciousness awaiting us from Zola. And then Kyeezi and Zoe are going to play a game of Say What?
Say what?
That's what I said.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, your journey to visit the cultural and food capital of the world, New York, could start right here on Expresso. You're welcome. South Africa's #1 cream cheese is on the hunt for South Africa's #1 cake in the Lancewood Cake-Off, where one creative baker stands the chance to scoop the awesome prize of a trip to the Big Apple worth 150,000 Rand. Now, we have our chef, our beloved food stylist, TV personality, author, and Lancewood Cake-Off jug and snuggle bunny hugger. Oh, she's amazing.
Oh, Zulu
Zola Nene is in the house, everyone. You give me life, Zola,
Yes,
and she's going to be giving us the lowdown on how easy it could be to bake your way to NYC. The perfect interview for World Baking Day. Zola,
Happy World Baking Day.
Happy World Baking Day, you
Yes.
gorgeous thing.
Aw.
First of all, are you going to New York as well?
I'm not going to New York,
Oh,
no.
come on,
no,
man.
but you can put in a
Come
good word for
on.
me. Someone might
Guys,
want to
you're
take
wasting
me.
an opportunity
Whoever
here.
wins.
I'd like to go with her.
Zols, this feels like for us, because we know you so well, a perfect fit. How did you find your way into the Lancewood Bake-Off setup? How did you earn your place as one of these esteemed judges?
Well, I was a judge at the Lancewood Cake-Off a couple of years ago when they did like a cheesecake version, and they've sort of updated it and done it again now, and you can bake any cake, sweet or savory, and enter, just making sure that you use the Lancewood product, obviously. Yeah, and then I'm one of the 3 judges. So you've had Jay here before, and you've had Lorna here already.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the 3 of us are looking forward to tasting everybody's bakes. And just
amazing.
People getting creative. And, you know, Lancewood cream cheese is one thing that all bakers love because it's full fat and it's delicious. And it adds the most delicious tang to your bake. So, yeah, nobody has any excuse.
We're here for it. Now, you've had such an incredible journey and incredible career, and it's still just, you know, going all the way to the top. But
you just blown up,
your
girl.
very first job was as a pastry chef in the UK.
Yeah.
You know, what advice would you have for any person watching right now who wants to take part in the Lancewood Bake-Off?
I think that for me, the most important thing is to just get creative. You know, do something that maybe, you know, other people wouldn't have thought about in terms of flavors. Also, you know, being inspired by locality is really lovely. So I'm taking like an old school dessert and revamping it and changing it up. So I think for me, creativity is really important. Of course, flavor is everything. But I think that if you can, you know, entice me with excitement over your bake, that's
like
the most important.
what do they always say? Theatre.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Well, you've almost become a victim of your own success because creativity has been so good that they've now had to extend that closing date because they've had so many amazing entries. So if you want to stand out, you're going to have to be really amazing. And we thought we'd kind of put you on the spot and ask you to take us through some of the favorite recipes that have come out. And you've chosen 3 that stand out. Let's start with the Nachi Speculoos cake. How do you say that? Speculoos.
Well, it's spelled speculoos, but you say speculoos. I say speculoos. I don't know. And it's nachi, which is like a local South African flavor.
Of course,
so that's really interesting, using those 2 flavor combinations. And speculoos is like a very gingery, spicy flavor. So nachi and a bit of spice, so that's really interesting. And look, it's decorated with caramel popcorn for a lot of
which is so hot right now.
Right, and textural as well. So very interesting cake to eat. I haven't eaten it yet.
I'm
looking forward to tasting it.
I would smash this. How about this one by Anna de Kock, a moist walnut and banana cake?
Cakes must always be moist.
Always.
Nobody likes a dry
100%,
cake.
100%.
And this one looks really, really moist, actually. Yeah, and I love that. And also, the important thing for people who are entering is you can see all these cakes have the Lancewood product pictured with the cake.
Yes.
And that's important for your entry as well. So remember to do that.
It enhances the visual aspect as
Absolutely.
well, but it's how you're going to win
and
this.
And the walnuts in there, lots of texture.
Gorgeous.
I love that. Now, this one is a slightly different spin and a healthy spin. I hope I'm saying this right. The Angle Low Fat Sugar Free Berry Cheesecake.
Right.
That's a mouthful.
For somebody to get, I mean, that's creative. To make a cheesecake that's sugar-free and tell me that it tastes amazing. Yeah. Fantastic.
I'm here for it.
I'm excited to try that just to see, you know, if you achieve what you wanted to. I know. I'm getting excited. And what's great about this is it doesn't necessarily have to be sweet. Yeah. It can be a savory cheesecake or savory cake too. So we're not limiting you to just sweet things. So if you have a savory tooth more than a sweet tooth, you can still enter.
Fly free.
Fly free, baking birdies.
Now, Zola, we all know that Presenter Search on 3 is going to be on tonight. I think a lot of people don't realize that presenting in the kitchen or presenting a cooking segment is very different to just sitting here and talking about something.
It is.
What advice do you have for anyone who is vying for that top spot, and how would you say you can best show off your beautiful personality while still showing off the food that you're trying to create?
Well, you're right, because for me, it's my comfort zone because it feels like there's a distraction. So I think that your guys' presenting job is much more difficult because you're sitting, talking, and trying to be engaging, just you. I at least can distract people with what I'm doing, juggling, ingredients and stuff. But for me, I mean, I say the same thing every time, is the most important thing for me for a presenter is to be yourself.
100%.
Be yourself and just be unapologetically yourself. And that's what people are drawn to. So,
and that's why you are so successful right now. From foodie to presenter.
I'll drink to
You're
that.
a full-blown presenter now, which is absolutely awesome. So in a moment, we're going to get Zola back into her comfort zone. Decom base. My stomach couldn't be happier as I'm going to be sharing the kitchen with my Zulu princess yet again. Can't wait. So don't forget to visit lancewoodcakeoff.co.za. Follow the simple instructions to enter. And all you need to do is make a sweet or savoury cake with any Lancewood product. Enter your details, enter the recipe, and then, of course, take that all-important snap of your creation alongside the Lancewood products. Okay, and then you can win probably one of the coolest prizes we've given away to any foodie on the show, and do it now. But Zola is going to be back with some more tips in just a moment.
Did you know that I'm like 1/3 Zulu?
Really?
Yeah, just adding it in there.
My Zulu queen, then. My princess and my queen.
All right, it's time to have some fun right now. So what we know is that as presenters, we get put into crazy situations where you have to interview people, and sometimes it's people you love, sometimes people you love too much and you're starstruck by them, sometimes people you disagree with, sometimes people you don't even know who they are. So this is where we put kyeezi and Zoe to the test in a game we call Say What?
Say what?
Say what?
Say what?
Funny.
It's about to go down. All right, so here's how it works, guys. We've arranged a series of pictures for you, and yours is to ask the first question that you would ask this person in an interview. First thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Yes.
We're gonna go.
Same time or
No.
first?
So we're gonna go Zoe first, then kyeezi. Zoe first, ladies first. Okay. Here we go. First picture. Boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Who's this?
Zoe,
Who's this?
what would you ask this person?
Ooh, are you gonna stay with True's dad?
Why Tristan Thompson when I'm here?
Okay, next person, Zoe.
Ooh. What's the secret between you and Victoria Beckham?
Would you like my account number?
What? Is that a pickup line? All right, next person, here we go.
Oh. What's his name?
What? Ever done black?
Next picture. Zoe, here you go.
Oh, please tell us what Michelle's arm workout is. Please share that, her routine.
Are you looking for any kids? I'm keen for adoption.
Zoe, next one.
Where's your shirt?
Ever heard of a barber?
Wow, guys.
Is this like a roast?
After all the work that Childish Gambino's done. Next picture, Zoe.
Ooh, don't you want to adopt me? Like, I would love to be her daughter.
Marry me.
Next picture, Zoe. What do you say?
Ooh, how's the weather up there?
Stop. Why are you smiling?
Because you just asked Zoe if she's ever done black.
Okay.
Next one. Zoe, what'd you ask?
Please reveal who's your favorite between Prince George or Princess Charlotte?
Oh, that's like bad auntie vibes already. Okay.
Yeah. Can a brother get an invite?
Okay,
That's
fair
a good
enough.
question.
Fair enough. Last picture. Here we go. Zoe.
Ooh, what's going on in your mind right now? Oh, but he tells us on Twitter.
Oh, wow. Whew, so much is coming. Who gave you your phone?
Is it kept somewhere?
Dude, like,
where he can't reach it?
He must just get rid of his
Gave
phone.
you the
No, he must just
phone.
get rid of Twitter.
He must just stop. He must leave his phone alone and make amazing music.
Oh, guys, that was a lot of fun. Very eye-opening, very shocking indeed. Thank you very much for playing along with Say What? And of course, remember to catch Presenter Search on 3 tonight at 7:30 p.m. right here on SABC3.
Oh my word, how excited am I to be back in the kitchen with my Zola Nene.
It's been a while, it's been a while.
Can I just say, first of all, your eye game today, I could
Thank
hardly
you.
even concentrate
I know,
earlier because I was just like beguiled by your eyes. So we know that a lot of people are really, I think, pumped up at the opportunity of winning a trip to the Big Apple, 150 grand's worth of prize. That is amazing. But they're also trying to get creative using our amazing Lancewood product. And you say that cream cheese, a full-fat cream cheese with this much flavour, is your perfect jumping-off point.
Right.
But they need the inspiration. Can I get a pina colada? I'm seeing layers, I'm seeing cake, I'm seeing a ton of ingredients, and I'm smelling some pina colada. What are we making?
Everybody loves cake, and it's World Baking Day, so everyone should be eating cake and baking cake today, just by the way.
Thank you.
And everyone loves a cocktail, so I thought, oh, why choose? Have both in one.
Yeah.
So pina colada cake.
Yeah, okay, so we've got a ton of ingredients. We better get cracking.
Yes, okay, so for the sponge, I'm going to start with the sponge. You're going to be my human mixer, so you get ready with your wooden spoon. Just cream together that butter and sugar for me. And for the sponge, I'm using the Lancewood double cream yogurt, the plain one. You could interchange this. They've got lots of flavors, so if you wanted to change the flavor up of your sponge, you could do that. But for this, in this instance, I'm using this one. Then once you've creamed your butter and your sugar, you're going to add your eggs one at a time. Or all at once, like that, just to give Graham a challenge. Because this is pina colada, I'm going to put some lime zest into that as a flavouring. If you weren't doing a pina colada, you're doing another flavour, for example, you could use vanilla essence, you could use almond essence, you could change it up however you want the flavour to be. For the dry ingredients, we've got some cake flour here. Yeah, you keep mixing.
Cool.
And then some baking powder, just for a raising agent for us, okay? So mix those two. Oopsie, let me try.
Obviously, you want your butter at room temperature. As always, I know we say it all the time, but it really is important.
Absolutely. When you bake, even your Lancewood products should also be at room temperature.
Eggs as well.
Eggs as well. Your yogurt even, your cream cheese as well, all at room temperature. It helps everything mix more, just much easier, right? Okay, so then we're going in with our Lancewood yogurt into that mixture. So this will help, will give the cake a tender texture. It'll also give it, the acid in there will activate the baking powder in the bicarb in the baking powder.
For sure.
Okay, so give it rise.
What is going to impress you when you see these cake creations in the Lancewood Bake-Off? What is that one thing that is going to, I know you've told us, yeah, you want to be creative, but there's something from your personal perspective, something that impresses you when you see other chefs, other bakers, do something that you're like, wow, I wish I could do that.
I mean, everyone loves to see something that they didn't think of themselves, so something different. So that's why I always harp on about creativity and doing something that's a little different, and that's what we mean by that. So, yeah, just go out on a limb and try stuff. Don't be afraid to sort of experiment.
Fail a few times, yeah.
Exactly, and I mean, this came about from me loving a certain cocktail, and I was like, oh, what if I turned it into cake? So you can do exactly the same. Because it's pina colada, there's always coconut, so we just stir in some coconut, and that's the batter. I divide it into 3 cake tins. You could bake it in a loaf tin if you wanted, so I can get my layers. You could bake it just in one and then cut up that layer. It's completely up to you. And
or you could just
what a machine you
could just sit and eat this for like 3 days.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so that's good. We'll bake that 180 degrees. If you separate the layers, it'll take about 20 minutes per sponge. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Then you're gonna make the frosting. So you're gonna start with our Lancewood.
Can I turn it on or must I just?
No. First, put the stuff in. Ooh. He's living dangerously here. Okay, so full-fat cream cheese. I love the flavor, I love the texture, and always, always, always when you're making cream cheese frosting at room temperature, otherwise you're going to get lumps. Okay.
Try not to get it all
and
over.
And with that, I'm going to add some softened butter. So the butter and the cream cheese should be the same texture, just so that it helps it mix really easily. Okay, bit of vanilla just for flavoring that. Okay, now you can turn it on, but maybe go slow.
Just start on a 1. I'm going to crank it up to a 2.
And we love a KitchenAid, which is also part of the prize.
We've got one of these to give away as well. And I didn't realize how valuable they really are. I love the retro styling, but it's probably one of the most useful tools you can have in your kitchen.
Crank it up,
Whoa.
And then if you want to live dangerously, you don't sift your icing sugar. But if you don't sift your icing sugar, it just makes it a little bit easier. Then add that a little at a time while whisking. There we go. And that'll form your cream cheese frosting. And I know I said pina colada and we haven't done the pineapple yet. The pineapple is just cooked with some sugar, some rum, because it's a cocktail, some rum. Don't worry, the alcohol cooks out, so kids can have this too. And then just reduce that until the pineapples are cooked, and then you can start layering.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when do you start eating, is what I want to know. When do you actually start eating this incredible creation?
As soon as I've finished layering, you can start eating. So this is the pineapple, which I'm going to put on top. So obviously I started with the sponge, and then some cream cheese frosting, and then some pineapple, and then I always do the top one upside down.
Okay,
just like
so you've got a nice flat surface to work on.
Flat surface to work on. Oopsie. And then some more icing.
And I see you've been proper liberal with that icing as well.
Oh yeah, don't be shy.
How's this guy going? Can I shut this guy down?
You can shut him down. Shut him down. That's fine. We've got some frosting here.
We'll save that for our.
What I love about cream cheese frosting in particular is that it's not too sweet because of the tang in the cheese. So that's what I love. That's why you can be quite liberal with it. And we talked about it earlier. Nobody likes a dry cake. Everything must be moist, and the icing should
moist and delicious, and I think balanced.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I love about this, is that we've got such a balance of tart and sweet and sour and savoury. It's absolutely amazing. Zola, you are a genius while she puts the finishing touches there on our Pina Colada Layer Cake creation, and she does make it look really easy. You guys can start get cracking at home. Have you got a recipe that you know will impress one of our judges, all of our judges? Zola is easy to impress when it comes to these delicious delights, but you've got to make it amazing. If you absolutely have to enter the Lancewood Cake-Off to prove how good you are, visit lancewoodcakeoff.co.za. Follow the very easy steps. And just to celebrate a World Baking Day, Lancewood, in partnership with KitchenAid, are giving away a KitchenAid artisan mixer to anyone who has submitted an entry in the 2018 Lancewood Cake-Off competition. To enter, tell us, if you were to win, what's the first cake you would bake with your brand new kitchen artisan mixer? Let us know on Expresso's Facebook page. But remember, you have to enter the Lancewood Cake-Off competition to qualify, so get baking. Hopefully this has inspired you, but you can get all of the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com.
Yes. Oh, happy World Baking Day.
Absolutely incredible, and it's going to be an adventure of a lifetime going to New York City should you be winning. Talking about adventures, we go into the wild and check out the life of an adventure filmmaker after the break, and then our favorite JP Sebastian is in the house, and we're talking about all of the brand new movies opening tomorrow.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. I want you to follow that funky beat all the way to your couch. Sit down as we travel the world in the spirits of the likes of Columbus, Livingston. That's how we discovered the world. Well, that spirit lives on in adventurers, really mapping new paths and taking us along for the journey. And that can certainly be said for the gent joining me to my right. Andrew King is a filmmaker who I think has experienced the world in a way that very few others have, bringing to us one of the most memorable stories, I think, of the year. Welcome to the show, first of all. Thank you so much for joining us. This is my favorite segment because we get to live vicariously through you guys, and you've done some amazing stuff. We're obviously seeing you here with Ryan Sands, who's one of our absolute favorites. What is it like? How do you even prepare yourself mentally? Because you've got to film this. You've got to capture that moment. Talk us through these adventures, approaching an adventure like this from a filmmaker's perspective.
Perfect. Thanks, Graham. So, I mean, I think like every adventure filmmaker's background always comes from like participating in the sport, and you see it across like South Africa now. There are all these amazing adventure filmmakers coming up who like their genesis was doing the sport. Yeah. You know, they were like BMX riders, so they were the guy with the camera. And then they realized like their love for filmmaking, and then they land up making BMX films. See it with surfing, kayaking, and everything. So my background came from adventure sports, or particularly adventure racing, where it's all strategy, maps and compass, teams of 4, checkpoints and that. And then got into the position of wanting to tell the story of why people do these things. You know, we're always Venture is always shown as these crazy lunatics, like on top of mountains, doing like stupid things or trashing their bodies for an unknown goal. And there's I guess there's some truth in that, but like I wanted to show the reasons why, what value you got, you know. And so my role changed from participating to like, but it was still the same thing. Like we were still like coordinating. How do you get to find the guy?
You're still having to do it.
Yeah. So like now it's not about like competing. It's about like where can you connect them on the course? Where's your access? Like what gear do you have to take? What should you be shooting with? And it becomes almost your own challenge, like trying to get what you can whilst keeping up, you know.
Which is more difficult, the planning of the logistics or the actual carrying out? Because surely there are so many curveballs that you can't plan for when you embark on the kind of epic journeys that you guys do.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think it's certainly a bit of both, and like I really enjoy both. You know, like the more planning you do, the more confidence you have going into it. The more you get there with like a full set of information, and then whilst you're there, then you have access to that information to make the quick decisions on the move, deciding, going like, well, I'm a bit behind, maybe I should skip this. There's these other options, and so you certainly do get to the end of the day, same with like the sweat and lay down and then feel quite proud of what you have in the bag. You know?
I love this picture right there. This dog is a hero. I'm guessing you put together, I think, one of your most recognized films is Trail Dog. So I want you to just remember the emotions that you felt going through this particular journey. When we return for the next segment now, we're going to talk about Trail Dog and this incredible star of the show.
Well, it's time for us to catch up with our movie expert, JP Sebastian, in the house, looking all sorts of like ravagingly fine. But before we chat to him, let's see what's currently happening at the South African box office.
Avengers rakes 20 billion rand. You can probably get that second glove, buddy. Here's this week's top 5. Barely box office bumper to bumper, Traffic opens up in number 5. I Feel Pretty wants you to love yourself, I suppose, even if you're only half funny. It's 4th. Congrats to newly engaged Taraji P. Henson. Here's to less drama than third-placed Acrimony. 2 Gnome Pond movies in a month and I've had it up to here. I'm doing gnome height with my hand. Sherlock Gnomes is 2nd. So what if instead of killing half of us, you just made all of us gnomes, Thanos? 3 weeks later, it's still Avengers Infinity War in 1st.
So excited that Avengers Infinity War is at number 1. It must stay there. Don't move. Someone who must stay here and not move. JP Sebastian, how are you doing? Why are you looking so good today?
This is very intimidating, I must say. I mean, like, you'd think that 4 cameras was intimidating enough. Is this an interrogation or something?
He gets so nervous. Shall we talk about something that you know about, Journey's End? Let's talk about this movie,
I know nothing
shall we?
about looking good, I can assure you. Journey's End stars a guy who you're not as sweet on, Sam Claflin. You're not a fan.
I'm not a fan of Sam Claflin at all. I don't know. It's after that last movie that he was in, I was not happy with it.
Shame he's in the wheelchair and whatnot.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name. Irrespective, this is based on...
Me Before You.
Yes, ma'am. At the end of World War I, 1918, they were British soldiers, bunkered down, waiting for the final German push. And so what you watch through this entire movie is just the weight, the build-up of the tension and the camaraderie that these guys have. Sam Claflin plays this guy who is, well, he's a commander who is at his wit's end. His nerves are a mess, he's taken to drink, and that's how he's trying to cope with it. Asa Butterfield, if I'm saying the name correctly, he plays this young, fresh recruit who thinks, you know, now's the time, I'm feeling pep and good to go, you know, British Tommy kind of like spirit and whatnot, but it looks like it doesn't necessarily end in like dramatic glory. But I'm intrigued, actually.
Yeah, I'd like to restore my faith in him as an actor.
Well, I mean, if he dies, maybe.
Oh, wow. Okay, don't give us the ending or anything.
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay, no worries. Let's talk about the life of the party, because I think Melissa McCarthy always is the life of the party.
For me, not for maybe the past 2 movies. I wasn't so sweet on Tammy and The Boss. That was really a bit like meh, like a half-hearted kind of thing. Which she also directed, well, not she directed, but her husband directed, Ben Falcone, so he directed that. That and this now as well. Life of the Party is also directed by him. She plays this lady who is in her middle ages. She's raising a daughter who is in college and just now finds herself as a single mother because the husband decides now's the time, he's going to up and leave.
Oh, wow.
And so she rightly decides, well, can I look inward, turn toward myself, you know, how can I build myself up? And she goes to college, same college as her daughter, obviously, and shenanigans ensue.
Oh.
So it's sort of, I suppose, like old school, but it looks like it's not going to be as much of a misstep as those previous movies I mentioned. I mean, I loved it in The Heat, and Spy she was hilarious in as well, so this one doesn't look so bad.
Fantastic. Of course, the one that I'm looking forward to so much. There's been so much PR around this movie. David Beckham's gotten involved. Celine Dion's gotten involved. Deadpool 2 is probably the biggest movie to be opening this
Yeah, certainly.
this weekend after Avengers.
Thanos makes his mark in it too. Obviously, Josh Brolin.
No, oh, of course. Okay.
As Cable.
Okay.
You're like, how does that make any sense?
Oh, what?
Which obviously is a point that Deadpool raises at some point in the movie as well. So he does all that, you know, the typical, like in the previous one, the fourth wall stuff, where he addresses the audience, and he also rips off, I haven't seen it, but rips off the DC movies as well about how dark and broody they try to be. So, you know, that's sort of refreshing once in a while that a movie doesn't take itself dead seriously. But,
I love that.
Anyway, a little bit of the story is that he's trying to protect this kid, that Cable has come back from the future, if that's correct in terms of physics, we can talk to the astronomy guy, to kill this kid who has superpowers. Deadpool has to protect him. So a bit similar to Looper, I guess, in a way, which is another movie a while back, but obviously a lot of a heck more comedic and a lot more R-rated, so I think a lot of people like that.
La la la.
Let it loose.
Okay,
loose.
okay.
The comedy's
Definitely
raw.
don't take the children. This is not a family outing. Hey?
No, ma'am.
Definitely not. Well, when we come back in a little bit, JP's going to be taking us through some of the highlights from the Cannes Film Festival that took place not too long ago, and I can't wait to hear that.
I'll try and look less ravaging, I suppose.
No, just keep it. We like it. It can stay.
I really am loving connecting with filmmaker and adventurer extraordinaire Andrew King, who has brought us some unbelievably memorable films. Just before the break, we were talking about Trail Dog, which was a magical short film that really did grab people's attention. Just give us a very quick breakdown of that film and why you think it was such a success.
Yeah, I mean, it was really one of those like anomalies where it was hard. We went and shot, I was a cinematographer, went and shot the content in France. We brought it back and the editors really struggled to like make the story. And it almost got pulled by the sponsors, Salomon Running TV, just wasn't like coming right. And at the very like 11th hour, the editor, Dean Leslie, who did an amazing job of like rewriting the script and putting it together and recorded it in the storeroom and sent it through to France, and the guys okayed it and aired it straight away. And no one thought it would really go anywhere, and it just seemed to like hit a chord, you know, about living life through the eyes of a dog, you know, up in a mountain.
Actually makes me a little bit emotional, to be quite honest. It's such beautiful cinematography, apart from anything else, so kudos for that, man. Now, while we're on our canine tip here, of course, and it was a film that we were able to feature. In fact, I'm going to give them a little taste before we chat about this, but we saw a canine star emerge, quite surprisingly, in another brilliant film that you were involved with called The Longest Haul. Take a look.
So when you see someone on the road passing you, and they say Mongol Nohor, meaning Mongol dog. We've come to the conclusion that Mongol dog doesn't just mean like, oh, that's someone's dog in Mongolia. Mongol dogs are almost a species on their own. I've seen him kill things. I've probably seen him kill 50 things. He's crunching up dry bones, you know. But the thickness of this fur, like, it's crazy. Like, it's probably got like 4 layers. It's been -1, -2, frost on the ground. He just curls up and just takes it. Don't get this confused that we are feeding the dog all the time and he's following us, because it's not like that at all. The cart is his home now. He guards it with his life. It's not as simple as just like, oh, there you go, no food. All right, he'll wander away. He's got the same domesticated mindset as a dog living at home. So that's going to be really difficult to break, as much as he is a terror, but he is an awesome dog.
The Mongol dog, if I'm getting emotional, and I wasn't there, we've been lucky enough to take in this incredible journey. How does that make you feel, being taken back into that space and time?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all got quite emotionally attached to the dog. So Adam and Ron, who Adam was setting out to play the world's longest single hole of golf across Mongolia, and Ron was pulling the cart as the caddy, and that was the adventure story. And all of a sudden on day 2, like this dog enters the scene, like right out of these snow-capped mountains, and just started following us. And immediately, like, I'm holding the camera and I'm thinking, like, here's the gold, you know.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, I actually said to Adam, I said, here's a gift from the filmmaking gods, you know. And Adam became very attached to the dog, and it became like the catalyst for a bit of tension between the two of them. But at the end of the day, I mean, we had the premiere a few weeks ago at the Cape Town Adventure Film Festival, and there certainly were a lot of tears like coming in at the end there.
I mean, you couldn't write a more ingenious and unique story than this just happening organically. How do you then sum this up at the end of a journey that is this long, that spans so much? How do you edit something like this? How do you put that all together? It blows my mind that you can actually capture that in something that can be put on a cinema screen. How do you approach that part of the process?
Yeah, this one for sure was one of the more challenging projects I worked on. They golfed for 82 days. I was there for about 50% of the time. I flew in 3 times. Adam, who's this live wire character, had the GoPro film some of the most absurd situations. And then there was this dog, and then all the footage just arrives back. I mean, it's hours and hours. And so needless to say, I spent a lot of time in front of the computer for the last 4 months just trying to figure this out. And we had a few iterations of what we wanted to present. And the reality is, like, you can make, if you have so many pieces, you can make any story you want.
Yeah.
But it has to be like the story that was true to what happened. So we kept having to like change the framing or the position of like the tension between the dog or the love for the dog or the golf or the adventure and everything. So, at the end of the day, we hope we got what was the best balance with.
Buddy, you hit it out of the park. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Congratulations on this success, and I think for the many more that are to come. Just keep adventuring, man. Just keep adventuring. We're going to let you absorb a little bit of that emotion. We'll see you after the break.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a beautiful Thursday, and thanks for starting the day off with us. Now, Gregg Hurwitz is the international best-selling author of the smash Even Smoke series, which comprises of Orphan X, The Nowhere Man, and Hellbent, which was released earlier on this year. He's in South Africa to connect with his avid fan base here, and so he's joining us on Expresso to discuss the craft of writing as well as the future of the character Even Smoke. Great to have you here with us, Greg. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Hope your stay in Cape Town has been good so far.
It's been spectacular.
Excellent, excellent. Let's talk about the idea of this character, Even Smoke, that has evolved over now 3 books. Where did it initially come to you?
Well, I like to do a lot of research out in the field because I like to give my readers a front row seat to the action.
Yeah.
So I've gone up and stunt airplanes, I've gone undercover in a mind control cults, I've snuck onto demolition ranges with Navy SEALs, and I have a lot of friends in the Intel and Spec Ops community, from Green Berets to Army Rangers.
Yeah.
And they're always talking about Black Ops programs. And at one point I just thought, how cool would it be if there was a program who took kids out of foster homes and train them up to be assassins, who are kind of kids who nobody wants, and they train them to be expendable one-time use weapons.
Yeah.
And so the notion just stuck with me, and then eventually I got it down on paper.
Yeah. And for Orphan X, the fans out there who haven't been able to read Hellbent yet, tell us what they can expect from this, the evolution of the character and the challenges he's facing in this edition.
Well, the one thing I thought about with Orphan X is, with all these archetypal characters who we love, the one thing we never get to see is you never get to see James Bond go home. You never get to see Jason Bourne have an awkward encounter in his apartment complex.
True.
And so I've taken this character and put him in the real world. So Orphan X is a character who is this archetypal character, but he lives in the world with you and me.
Yeah.
And so it's sort of this evolution in increasing humanity. And so in Hellbent, in the newest one, I thought about what would happen if his handler, who trained him up, who's the father figure, he's the only person who's ever treated him like a human being.
Yeah.
If he was threatened, what would Evan be willing to do? And that's the title, Hellbent.
Oh, wow. That sounds absolutely riveting. And of course, we all know that Hollywood loves franchises, so they must be knocking at your door. And I heard that Orphan X has now been picked up by Bradley Cooper's production company?
Yeah, I
Is that
adapted
true?
it for Bradley Cooper, yeah.
Yeah. So tell me how that process works, because I mean, you are, let's say, writing for, now that you're doing the screenplay, writing for a different medium, but you're still trying to keep the integrity of the character and the story, so that the fans that are going to go and support the movie or whatever production it's going to be still feel the authenticity within it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing is I feel like I always have the books.
Yeah.
They're mine, they're on the shelf. And as a novelist, you have to do everything. You're the cinematographer, you're the location design scout, right?
Yeah.
Your hair and makeup, you do all of it. And what's great when you switch mediums to TV or film is there's this collaborative cast. And when it goes well, which is fantastic, everyone is kind of raising the game and making it better and better. And that's what you hope for, that dynamic. When it goes badly, you feel like you're the drunk outside the bar at like 3 in the morning with a broken bottle defending your script and your writing.
Yeah.
And so it's very important to choose the right people to make sure that the collaborative process is going. It's either getting better or getting worse. It's like relationships.
Yeah, but this is true. And you've also written for television and film, for DC Comics, for Marvel Comics, I understand as well. The Book of Henry you did in 2017. Is that a different approach for you when it comes to writing for these, let's say, major franchises versus...
It looks so small there.
It's okay. We would all look smaller in comparison.
It is a different approach. I mean, each medium has a different responsibility to it. So what's good with Orphan X is that's mine. That's my franchise I created. When I'm writing Batman, like, we all think we own Batman, right? I mean, my dad was reading Batman when he was growing up. You meet little kids. And so there's a different responsibility. It's sort of a public trust that I get to inherit and carry the mantle for a little bit. And so it's different. The Book of Henry, where that's a picture of me from the set, that was an original screenplay. It took me 18 years to get it made. So there's different, but again, I'm working with that with, Naomi Watts stars in that. I had Colin Trevorrow directing, who did Jurassic World. And so you're melding all these different creative sensibilities into something that's greater than what it is. And so each one, I feel like they're all different muscles, but it helps to be in kind of writing shape overall.
Yeah.
You know?
An incredible story that you have to tell, sir. And I just wanted to ask, finally, there might be a lot of young writers out there that aspire to be like someone like you. What would you say to them to inspire them?
Well, I live in Los Angeles, and so one of the things I always say is I meet a lot of people who want to be writers, but very few who actually want to write. Wow. And so if that is what you want to do, you have to love the process itself. And it's all about getting your butt in the chair and typing or writing. It's all about just getting the time for the process itself. You have to be in love with the process in order in order to be a success.
Well, there you have it. Thanks so much for joining us, Greg. And
Thanks
enjoy
for having me
Franschhoek, enjoy your stay here.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll see you soon again.
Thanks so much.
Oh, well, listen, we are in the kitchen. Kyeezi is with us and Riaan. So we're about to whip up a Be Well carbonara using the Be Well canola. Well, in fact, it's the Be Well flavored canola oils. And what's quite cool is they come in great flavors. There is the simply garlic. There's also the zesty lemon and, of course, the cheeky chili flavor. And what's really great is these flavored oils will take your dish to that next level. So whether it is baking, pan frying, or even desserts, there really is no limit to how you can use these amazing Be Well canola oils, the flavored ones. So Riaan, you're whipping up a carbonara.
I am, because you know what, Kyeezi's a young man, and I want him to be successful when it comes to, you know, relationships. And this is a delicious Italian meal. It's like authentically Italian, and it's going to go straight to the heart. All right. So,
any girl's heart.
Exactly. So right now we have some bacon bits and onions. They have nicely been sautéing, and it's caramelized, and we've got this beautiful caramelized bottom. We've also got some pre-prepared spaghetti. What is this?
Pasta?
Pasta. Yes, fettuccine. We've also got your garlic. We've got some delicious Parmesan cheese, some cream, white wine, and then, of course, our pièce de résistance, our simply garlic-flavored canola oil. So we're going to pop a little bit more of this in here.
Okay.
Kyeezi, do you want to pass us the garlic, please, my darling?
The garlic's this one, right?
That's the one.
The thing is, I'm really good at...
Just be confident, Kyeezi.
I'm really good at eating. I'm not really good at making it.
You're going to love this one. Do you want to pass us the Parmigiano? That one over there?
That one, yes.
There we go. We're going to put this in here. Now we've got this caramelized kind of bottom that's on the bottom of the pan. We need to just lift that so that we have this beautiful sauce that's coming out of this. Can you smell this? It's going to reduce down, so don't worry about the alcohol. You're not even going to taste that, but it's going to add this beautiful flavor to the carbonara. And then we need that cream there.
Cream?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Do you want me to pour this?
Pour it in, honey.
Pour it in. The whole thing?
Let me just let this caramelized bottom come off. There we go.
There we go.
Pour it in.
The whole thing?
The whole thing. Don't be shy.
Just tell me when to stop.
Keep going. Keep
the whole time.
Going. Yes, keep
Are you sure?
going. Yes,
all of it.
Keep going.
Don't blame me if this is...
No, it's going to be amazing.
You
it's
want a nice
work.
creamy pasta, so add all of the cream.
There we go.
Add all of the cream. There we go.
Wonderful.
There we go.
You guys, the aroma is coming out of here. It's amazing. Maybe we should just add some salt and pepper now for a little bit of flavoring. There we go. Before we add in the main ingredient, which is the pasta.
There we go. That's a lot of salt.
Beautiful. You know what? There's a lot of pasta going in here. All right, and then we're just going to pop that in there. Kyeezi?
Yes,
pretty easy, right? Are you going to make this on your next date?
You know what? I think I need to sample it so that I can, you know, decide if I want to make it.
Okay.
Future,
I think you're going to love it. I think you're going to love it. We're just going to make sure right now that we are getting all of the bits and pieces in there, all of the cream, all of the goodness. It's so yummy and delicious.
There we
go. It is. You got to get in there with this meal. This is one of those meals that you just got to get in there. All right, so I'm going to actually try and just dish some of that.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to give you the bowl. Our keyword for you this morning is Be Well. If you'd love to have the link of the recipe sent directly to your phone. So remember, Be Well, to the number 33728. You can SMS that and we'll send the link to the recipe directly to your phone. So Riaan, you use the canola, the Be Well canola oil, the simply garlic. So what we're going to do now is use the flavor, the cheeky chili. So I'm going to finish off this pasta with some Parmesan shavings. We'll just sprinkle those on top. I'm going to add a little bit of chives just for that finish. And we're going to sprinkle some of the Be Well canola oil, the cheeky chili flavor just over it, just to add a little bit of flavor. There we go. Oh, there we go.
So the ladies like this kind of stuff.
Yes,
we're here for it. We are here for it.
There we go.
Shall we taste?
Go for it. Our keyword this morning is Be Well to 33728. Go for it.
A little smidgen there.
There we go. We'll all try some.
Get in there.
You guys go first. What do you think?
Winning!
We're winning. We're winning.
So good. We forgot the peas.
All right, so are you a big Springbok fan like Graham and I are? I'm sure you are. So if you are, I'm sure you've found yourself sitting at home wondering, how did the Boks train? What do they eat? What do they do in their off time? What does it feel like to travel all over the world and compete in world-class stadiums? Well, if you've had that dream, then this might just be for you. In fact, not might. It really is. This might be a dream come true for you. MTN, the official team sponsor of the Springboks, are looking for a super fan to travel with the team for an entire year and get paid to do it.
Oh yeah, you'll have the opportunity to become literally one of the boys, share exclusive behind-the-scenes footage that the nation has never seen before or had access to. So this once-in-a-lifetime experience that will change your life. It's worth 2 million rand.
Say it again.
2 million bucks.
Say it again.
2 million bucks. All expenses paid, plus a monthly fee as well. So they're going to pay you to do it, which is crazy. But to stand a chance, what you're going to do is record a video audition to prove that you are indeed the right person for the job. You've got to upload that audition to mtncallup.mobi by the 27th of May, so time is ticking. And then cross your fingers. We're going to cross our fingers for you right now. And hopefully you will be the person, you will get the call up to be the bossa of the team.
I'd send like 15 videos.
Yeah, man, do a series.
I would do it for bread and water.
Oh, man,
and travel with the boys.
Have a hype man with you when you do it, because it does help, man. It really does help, man.
mtncallup.mobi.
Ever wondered what it's like to be a Springbok? To experience the pre-game build-up and see how it's done, with thousands of fans cheering you on? Well, now you can. MTN is looking for a bossa that will connect the box with the world. Someone who will follow the Springbok team and tell stories from the road. Someone who can rally the nation and be the eyes and ears of Mzansi. So how do you get the call-up to become the bossa of the Springbok team? Do you have a passion for rugby? Are you slick with social media? And do you know how to use your phone to capture it all? First, create a video telling us why you should be the bossa of the Springbok team. Then head over to mtncallup.mobi to submit your application. Check out hashtag MTNCallup to see what it's all about. T's and C's apply.
Well, there are still a few minutes left on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Don't go anywhere, because after the break, we still have the guys and gal from Sweet Resistance in studio. They are performing for us after the break.
Okay, let's go.
There was a darkness taking over. It was pulling me in deeper. A place that I don't want to go. So draw me to the light. I know.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast show. Just about to wrap up this Thursday edition with the Sweet Resistance. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here. I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as we have enjoyed having you here. Yeah. So what does the rest of the year look like for you guys now? I know there's still the album to work on, but what else are you looking at?
Well, we've got some upcoming shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually going to be on the 1st of June. We're at Cafe Rue in the city. And then the 9th of June, we're in Johannesburg. And we're doing a show with Fakov Plisika at Empire.
Emperor's Palace.
I'm drawing a blank. There we go.
That's the one. That's why you have bandmates to help you with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, end of the year, hopefully that album will be ready for us, and you can follow all on social media to keep up with what they're doing. So, last song that you have prepared for us to close off the show is?
Yes, it's Feel. This is actually one of the singles from our debut album.
Beautiful stuff, guys. The stage is yours. Take it away.
Thank you. Thank you.
Darkness taking over. It was pulling me in deeper. A place that I
satisfaction.